Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Yo, what's up, people?
What up?
To the people. This is episode 145.
145.
Of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy, Buzz B.
And over here it's your boy, JC No Hudders.
And Martine.
Yo, what's up, man?
Shit. Hella shit. And what the fuck y'all do this weekend?
My week was actually pretty eventful.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Very. So I started off going to the Apple store because my phone started fucking up. Battery performance was already down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally the fucking, you guys saw it. Fucking battery would be at 100% and 2 minutes later be down to 76.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, fuck. And then on top of that, certain apps weren't opening. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's the beta situation.
Nope.
No. I went through and looked at everything going on. Yeah, it was low battery capability. So that affects everything else. So the time to go from app to app ends up from going from 5 to 7 seconds to taking up to 30 seconds. Freezing time after time again. So I was like, fuck it, now I gotta get a new phone. So I go to Apple thinking, okay, I got 2 hours to spare. And it ended up being like LeBron because it was not one, not two, not three, but 4 fucking hours.
Shit.
Goddamn Apple. And the wild thing of it was I had the phone. Everything was set up in the first hour. But because I had the beta iOS 13 and all the other phones are operating off 12.4, they're like, well, we have to plug the phone into the system laptop, transfer everything into there, then we can transfer it to your new phone, and then you can go. They're like, but wait, you got 141 gigabytes. It's pretty much a gigabyte a minute. Damn. So I'm like, at first I was cool because I'm like, all right, Dan Le Batard show and Stu Gatz is on. I got my laptop here. I'm a chill. I'm not in a rush for anything.
Yeah, nah, I get you, but damn.
Yeah. Went and got some Mrs. Fields cookies. It wasn't until after the third hour, I'm like, wait a minute. Because the thing of it was it wasn't showing any updates. Like, you know, usually you can see a percentage of let you know your status. It doesn't show all that.
So you and all that.
So I'm literally just sitting there and I'm like, okay, at this point, I don't even know what's popping. But I'm like, wait a minute. If my shit was on beta before, why don't I just put my new phone on beta, restart the fucking phone, and then have it transfer that way? And in the 4th hour, it took me 45 minutes to get in and out instead of trying Apple's 3-hour way. Because then I started explaining to them what was going on. They're like, oh, we didn't even think about that. And I'm like,
motherfucker.
And yet Apple keeps rejecting... Well, not keeps, because I stopped sending my application in. But over the years, Apple kept rejecting my goddamn application. And there I am thinking of shit on the fly. And yeah.
Ain't that about a
all
bitch.
the employees got free game that day, which was if you're on beta, all you gotta do is update your new phone to beta and then transfer it.
What that means, man, you gotta make your own Apple store.
Or
you gotta do something.
Man. Your own service.
Your own fucking repair shop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that went into, of course, like I said last week.
That'd be a bitch. That'd be time consuming like a motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
fam,
that was my first reaction.
This was Taco Tuesday. I was still glad I could have meat that day.
You did it on Tuesday.
Like, my fast didn't start till Thursday.
Damn, it was on a Tuesday. That's like a slow ass day. They had you wait like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
fuck you.
It was because of how long. It was because of how long it took, though. Not like they were busy,
because they couldn't think of it off the top of their dome. Like, you know, oh, maybe we should try it this way. But
whatever.
So, you know, had it been a part of the cleanse, I probably would have lost it. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because all I'm surrounded by is nothing but
meat
at the restaurants.
Yeah.
So I at least got to celebrate my Taco Tuesday. I got to down 3x3 at In-N-Out.
Oh, wow.
I ate that shit so super slow. It was incredible.
Just enjoy every bite.
Single bite.
Did you use your fork and shit?
Nah,
what the
hands?
Fuck?
All hands on
Who
deck.
the hell
man.
eats a hamburger with a fork?
No, I'm just seeing how big. That's a Mondo burger, man. That's just huge. I never had it, so it's just
3x3?
No, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
Nah. It's just right.
Yeah, nah, 4x4 is too much. I've done a 4x4.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah. That is powerful nigga.
I've done a 4x4. So I did that, and I had a coupon for Wingstop. So I finished. My last meal was Wingstop.
So you finished strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then to my surprise, it hasn't been bad. It's like it hasn't even been like I would have figured by day 5, which is when we're recording. I would have at least been like, "Fuck, I want
give me my meat."
Yeah, like I want this, I want that.
Yeah.
No, what I've been noticing is that not only is it so far, not only has it been I won't say a breeze in the park, but been good to get through. I've noticed that my eating habits aren't dictated by my cravings. They're based on repetition. So there have been days where I'm walking around and I'm, doing shopping for a customer and it hits a certain point in the day and I'm like, okay, drop this off. I'm going to be by this restaurant. Let me go jump and get some nuggets real quick. Wait a minute. I can't have nuggets. I don't even want nuggets. Why did I say nuggets? And then that starts hitting you. Oh, it's because I go here on Thursdays at 2 p.m. and I've been doing that for the last 3 months. So then I started vibing. I'm like, fuck, my eating habits aren't even dictated by what I want. They're literally dictated by just repetition and routine.
Yeah, that's
so that started opening my eyes up even more. Where I'm like, I want to start paying attention to that this week and see if I start.
I
catching
saw
it.
Larissa was on Twitter. She said something about steak, and I'm like, I bet that sounds good, doesn't it? She's like, no.
Oh, she's going through it. Her, on the other hand, we was in bed last night. She talking about smothered pork chops and shit. And I'm like, fam,
I want some smothered.
we still got 28 days left.
Oh, yeah. That is powerful nigga to be at work.
No, you can't get that, G.
Some barbecue chicken, nigga.
I'd ask her straight up last night for once a bit, like, have you had any, I'm not going to be mad, have you had, she's like, no, I haven't had any meat. I'm like, okay, cool, high five. Because I've been able to do it. The poke bowls have been dope.
She's sneaking somewhere, just give it to me.
Give me what I want.
The Impossible Burger at Burger King. So I had the Beyond Burger at Carl's Jr. a while ago. It's pretty good. The Impossible Burger at Burger King, I'm like, I got done eating it, and I'm like, I'm gonna be pissed if this is a legit fucking burger because I could not tell the difference. And I got the shit the same way I get a regular Whopper. I got cheese on it, onions, everything. Right. I finished eating it, and I'm like, I swear that better not be a regular ass burger.
I feel like I'm getting set up.
Yeah. Like the rapper says impossible, but it's impossible.
It's possibly
to trust this shit
but
right
it's
now.
possibly
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap. Well, shit. Well, you gotta look a few more weeks. You'll make it.
Yeah, got through. So including this week, it's 4 weeks.
I'll pray for you, Larissa. She's probably somewhere just about to fight somebody.
Man.
Oh shit! I can tell it's probably gonna happen next week. She probably has enough will to get through this week, and then I have a feeling next week she's gonna
It's gonna be
beat
tough. Your ass. For my weekend was, I guess, to wrap up my little retrograde. Fucking, the flat screen TV in my house. If y'all been in my house, still that flat screen TV.
Yeah.
That we always like when we watch games or whatever that's on and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the shit went out. The shit went out.
Yeah.
Like the flat screen TV, literally just like I was in the middle of watching something on YouTube or I was watching something on Netflix, and then all of a sudden it just went out, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I went and I thought I touched the remote or something, and I clicked it a few times. It came back on, so I was like, "Okay."
Right.
And then it did it again, 5 minutes later. I'm like, okay, let me turn this off for now. And I'm going to go to bed, and I'm just going to let it rest for a second. So let's just see what happens.
Just give it a little break.
Just give it a break. I think that's my cue. I need to get some sleep anyway. So next morning, I come downstairs, make breakfast. My mom was just watching the shit. I was like, was the TV acting up? She's like, no. And I told her about what happened.
No.
Yeah. And I told her about what happened, and she was just like, no, it was acting cool. So I'm like, all right. So we started doing stuff around the house. I take a nap, and she had that TV on from 9 a.m. to around 4 p.m. That's when it went.
No.
Well, shit.
So she whooped. While the horns.
This is final draw. Boom, it's done.
Yeah.
Sound the alarm. Help.
Yeah, she called me down. I was like, yeah, I tried to get it on. It was off for 15 minutes, and we tried everything. We looked it up, and apparently, I guess smart TVs have motherboards. And I was just I was like, oh shit. So I thought I used to always have that problem with my laptops and shit, but nah. And I guess some Samsung flat screens last like 7 years, and they say, you lucky you got that last 7 years. And I'm like, ain't that about a bitch? Because we had like an old box TV and shit like that was there for like 20 fucking years, and that lasted longer than that damn Samsung flat screen. Ain't that about a bitch? And my mom was so quick to get rid of that damn TV too. I was trying to tell her, you sure you want to get rid of that? She said, nope, I want it out. Now look at us. We can't even be downstairs no more. We gotta be upstairs in our rooms watching our TVs.
Yeah.
And then
that's always a bitch too, because some days you just don't want to be in the room. You want to be spread out in
However, I put my PS4 in my room now, and because I usually always had it downstairs and shit like that. But then the only reason why I never had it in my room is I didn't think the Wi-Fi would get in my room and shit, because our Wi-Fi acts weird at the house and shit. But then I actually put it in there, and I'm like, see if this works. I turned it on, and then... Oh, it works! Well, I ain't never leaving this shit. Slam the door. So, that's that. And then after that, what else? We had to look for a new TV and shit. And then I also fucking found out that fucking... Uverse doesn't carry the NFL Network no more, or fucking
DirecTV
and Uverse.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. I was about to say Red Zone. I was about to say Red Zone too.
Everything AT&T related.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. It happened in April before the draft, and apparently it's some contract negotiations between the NFL and AT&T, and I guess NFL want to expand the Red Zone and what's the other shit? Not Red Zone, but the other shit. Game ticket? Sunday ticket. They want to expand it to other like computers and other shit like that, and AT&T was just like, nah, we want exclusive rights or some shit like that, and I guess they weren't playing ball, so AT&T said, yeah, we're just gonna yank it away. So yeah, if you have Uverse or DirecTV, it's news. If you don't know now you know. You don't have the NFL Network or Red Zone. I'm just telling y'all now before the season starts.
And I barely found out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm lucky we took it. I would have been hot on game day or if the Niners were playing preseason. God. And we had to wait. If it was on, man.
Yeah. Oh. Fuck.
But, PlayStation View said they got like a deal. What's it called? For $10 a month. So it's like, fuck it, I'll do that. But it's like, bullshit.
Yep.
Also, when it comes to TV itself, I saw the season finale of Euphoria. Oh man, Zendaya, she needs a fucking Emmy. It was just, man. All episodes, it just impresses me. Just this one season alone, man. I said 8 weeks ago, I said Zendaya's gonna get an Emmy. She's going to get a fucking Emmy. She did an amazing job.
That's what's up.
And
nice.
Man,
season's up now.
Yeah. So
now
you can
start watching.
I was about to say, show you that password one time.
I don't know.
Damn. All right.
No, I don't have that.
It's cool.
I don't
have HBO Go. Like my family we're in the final stages of cable because since
streaming.
No, since Google and Amazon, they worked that shit out to where
stick.
YouTube is now back on the Fire Stick.
In the stick.
Oh, okay.
YouTube TV is coming to the Fire Stick. It's just not there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So as soon as it finishes, I told mom, I was like, yo, cut that shit off. Like, we don't need cable anymore.
Yeah,
but until then, HBO is only through there, and she lost the password. So I have to watch HBO through the fucking cable box. So unfortunately, I don't have the password for you.
Gotcha.
And also, in the episode, there's two scenes towards the end. There's one montage scene with Donny Hathaway's "A Song for You," and it shows like the character, like Zendaya's character's Rue, like everything she went through with that being sung in the background. I'm like, oh motherfucker, you gonna make me cry. Because it's Donny Hathaway's "A Song for You," and the way they edit it and the acting, it's just like.
So I gotta ask before we ask Martina his weekend. I just have to ask. How cautious do I have to be of all the dicks in this series? Because I've been seeing that from a lot of people.
There's a lot of dicks. Pause. In the first episode alone. And in the second,
because it got to the point where in The Boys, so I started watching The Boys. I finished the first episode last night. It got to the point where Homeboy was in the bathroom and he revealed himself, and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is full. It's full frontal, like it's here.
I would say in the first 4 episodes they show dicks, and then after that 5 and on they kick back on the dicks.
Okay.
So. I'm just letting you know, HBO showed a lot of nudity with women throughout the years with Game of Thrones and all the other shows. This one, they were like, yeah, y'all gonna see these dicks. Pause. So, yeah, but Zendaya,
very interesting.
I had that. I've been seeing it nonstop.
I had no idea.
It's a really good show. Drake
minus the dicks.
Yeah, minus the dicks, I guess, depending on how cautious you are. But Drake stepped on a gold mine, and also Zendaya dropped a new track that was attached to this episode, and the way they incorporated into it is just like, oh, and she's singing and shit. I'm like, oh, so you went back into singing? Oh, okay. She has a great voice. Mm-hmm. And the soundtrack is great. The whole season, the Euphoria. Round of applause. That's gonna get a. It's going. I keep saying she better get an Emmy, or else I'm gonna pull a Kanye.
Oh shit!
You think I'm playing?
Well, I mean, you can only take it so far, though. Kanye was on that stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't think I can get to that stage? I'll find a way.
Don't suspend you from Twitter, bro.
Yeah, like it's
no. I'm saying I'm gonna be there. Zendaya, the greatest action performance of all time.
She's gonna be there in a blink so I can't tweet for 14 days now.
I can't. I'm suspended indefinitely from Twitter, banned from Twitter.
Jeez, man.
But other than that, Euphoria, man, that's great fucking show.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice, man.
Hey, well, movies. You actually.
Okay.
You.
I don't exist.
That's why I said and Martine.
Yeah. Okay, so
and Martine.
All right. So my weekend.
That's gonna be your new come.
I did not believe in retrograde until this fucking weekend.
Actually, retrograde ended like a few days ago.
I don't give a shit. I'm saying it's continuing. Maybe it's my retrograde. I don't fucking know, bro. I know, right?
I didn't believe in retrograde till now.
You can't say retrograde. I'm like, all right, well then, fuck. I guess I'm in it now and shit. But anyway, so I cut my fucking finger.
Damn.
Shit.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. I got it all fucking wrapped up like a mummy and
shit.
Got
a boo-boo.
Yeah. Kiss it.
Pause. Okay.
I can tell why you stayed after those 4 episodes in Euphoria now.
Yeah. Nah, but then, man, after the fucking cut, cut, finger, cut.
That's a big old pause. You brought that up.
Well, I'm just saying,
Hey, you said all that.
I asked. That's why,
I like pussy.
I had to be comfortable.
I love the pussy.
Okay. So, edit point. Or we don't do that?
No, just keep talking.
Right, so as I was saying, I cut my fucking finger. Then, some bad shit happened while I was at the studio, but I was at the studio freaking recording a song, and it's going fucking amazingly well. I love the way shit's coming out. Went home, smoked. Saturday, smoked. Saw a fucking standoff down the street.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
San Jose's always good for that.
Yeah, man. That shit was wild.
Every couple weeks.
Bro, I mean, the whole lane was... the whole first lane on King Road was completely blocked off. There was a barricade. There was cops on their knees with guns out.
Damn.
Behind them, there was about 4 or 5 freaking cops with rifles and shit.
Damn.
Like, aimed. It's not like they were, like, just ready to go. No. That shit was pointed directly at a house. Like, the shit was wild.
I saw the ghetto bird.
Yeah.
I was literally dropping off a grocery order for a customer. The ghetto bird's flying over, and it's not just flying over, it's we can see your like you can hear that shit all the way from up there, and I'm like,
seriously?
Oh, it's time to leave the east side.
Yep.
I'll get out of here real quick.
That's where I live, so I mean, shit.
Hey, I was working, and after that, I stayed my black ass home this weekend because white folks don't know how to act. So I just stayed home and watched Netflix. And that's all I did.
Yeah, I really don't blame you. Especially, like I said, I was just driving by, but it was the dumbest shit ever because I was like, oh, fuck. Once I saw the guns and shit, right? And I was like, hurry the fuck up! There's fucking guns drawn, you dumb sons of bitches!
Yeah.
But, hey, man,
Mind your business.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but like everybody was driving slow. I'm like, why are you waiting to get shot? Like, do you want to get hit by a stray?
They want to take their phones out and go.
I hate nosy ass people.
Crazy,
I hate self-imposed traffic.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have traffic because you're trying to avoid the actual incident,
right?
Or the police are. And in some cases, citizens, because citizens guide the traffic until the police get there.
Yeah.
It's a whole other thing when it's clear ahead, but it's bundled because you can't help but just look. Fam, you can let the car roll and still look and then just go.
Seriously.
Like, I don't need you to stop, look, analyze and like let's go.
Nah,
Stop,
but dude,
analyze and listen.
oh shit. Nah, but dude, literally, they were freaking parked for like a good. I'm not gonna exaggerate. It was probably about a good 10 to 15 seconds. Now,
That's
if
terrible.
every car fucking does that, think about how long it takes you to get
4
past
cars.
it.
It's already a minute.
Dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
Just keep on driving to
Yeah,
mind your
man.
fucking business.
and then
Fuck all that.
After that, I went straight home. Did not leave the fucking house. All you saw was clouds and clouds and clouds
And clouds.
and clouds of smoke.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Sometimes I wish that rumor of Austin giving up beer and smoking weed was true, because that shit would have been funny.
That would have been fucking crazy.
funny as hell.
Crazy.
Anyway, you finally went to the movies for once.
Yep, not for once.
Well, you know what I
ain't
mean.
been for a while.
You know, shit.
I mean, it ain't really nothing much for me to. I always ask you, should I go see? And I'm like, okay, well that.
Yeah.
you know,
That settles that.
yeah.
Well, you know how I felt about Lion King, so yeah.
Now this one for sure, I told you just
Yeah,
leave
it's
me
Quentin
alone.
Tarantino.
'cause-
You have
yeah.
to. It's
Oh,
Quentin fucking Tino, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First one, well, he did not say nigger.
he did not. Yeah,
There
I
you
was.
go.
Yeah, I was
He
like,
did
oh.
not say nigger, because I kind of went on a whole Quentin Tarantino binge watch, and I was like, he just said niggers in random moments, and like Reservoir Dogs, he said niggers. They had white people. I'm like, why just Pulp Fiction?
Oh, they was letting it fly.
I was just like, why are you saying nigger for? Like, for no reason. I was like, why would you put that in there? Like, just
Django came and I was like, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, I understand Django. Then
You
what was
pass, motherfucker. You pass.
it? Jackie Brown. Samuel Jackson was saying
Jackie
that a
Brown,
lot.
I understood. Still understood Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
Blaxploitation. It was
Right.
that time.
Hateful Eight. The white girl
Never
said
seen
nigger.
it.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it
It's
because
on
you told me
Netflix.
it was in, so I was like,
Yeah, it's 3 out. Yeah, it's one of it's like at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think Death Proof he said nigger too. But this was he did kind of say some part. He's like, don't be crying in front of Mexicans. Brad Pitt said.
Yeah, but that's not derogatory. He literally said, "Don't."
But that's the
cry
only
for
that's
Mexicans.
Yeah.
but that's the
I
only
understand.
racial.
How's that derogatory?
No. That's the only racial shit he says throughout
Yeah,
that movie.
yeah.
Oh.
You know.
That's like as far as he gets.
Yeah, as far as
Gotcha.
it gets.
Now, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt together, man. Mwah! God damn, that is great chemistry.
Yeah.
And then Margaret Robbie, she killed her role as
Oh, shut up, Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate. Yeah,
But she didn't really do much. That's the crazy thing about it. But I understood.
yeah. I mean, she did a lot with very little. Like she stood out. Like
Yeah.
I mean, the fact she's sitting in the movie theater and at first she's like, "Damn, this bitch got dirty feet." But then
No,
just how
Quentin-
she analyzed the whole theater and it's like, all right.
Do you know Quentin Tarantino has a fascination with feet? I did not know that until I saw like a montage of all
Yeah,
the
that makes
movies.
Wiggle your little toe.
The Wig of the Little Toe, Pulp Fiction,
Yep.
like
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
and and what's it called, Death Proof. Even in fucking Django, he really has a foot fetish. Yeah, go
I
on.
think it's not a blood fetish.
I mean, are you sure it's not? Shit.
Well, no, I'm talking about in
in the new one?
No, in Django.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? When he smashed it and Leo smashed his hand and then rubbed it all over.
No, that was improvised. You know that, right?
Yeah, but even then, I'm saying,
he
I'm
smacked
saying-
it over.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
this
no, I get
nigga. He said that. This nigga right here, and shit. What's her name? Carrie. She's like, what the fuck? Nigga probably had hepatitis B on his.
Nah, but once upon a time, I mean, I went into it already fully knowing, like, okay, he incorporated the Charles Manson family into it. So I at least went into that. But I was very entertained just with the whole aspect of the aging former cowboy TV star.
Oh, yeah.
And then he has an opportunity to do... I didn't know anything about French cowboy TV or films. I did not know that went down in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, they had a French rendition where when guys would be too old or they'd fizzle out, their flame would die in Hollywood.
Like the NBA.
Yeah, they
Like going overseas.
Or
they
just-
would literally go overseas, and the French were... Those films were
Popular.
They were popular. They I wouldn't say they steamrolled.
Oh, yeah.
But they still had.
It's kind of like they went.
Yeah,
It's
so
kind of like they
like the
went
NBA.
straight to DVD. For
Yeah,
the 60s
yeah.
or the 70s, early 70s.
So that was an interesting. I didn't know anything about that.
Right.
And then I see Al Pacino, and I'm like, my favorite actor of all time's in the fucking movie. Like, okay, cool. Like, and it's really one where unless you see his name in the intro, you're not gonna catch it till he's talking. But as soon as he walked in, I'm like, it's fucking Al Pacino because he's not recognizable.
Yeah.
I knew him I knew that was Al Pacino from Jump.
I'll let you be surprised, man.
You did not
No.
realize that was Al-
again, Al Pacino's my favorite actor.
Okay,
so I recognize.
Like, as soon as he seen him, he was like, "Oh my god!"
I was talking with a few people. They're like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even know it was Al Pacino until he started talking." And I was like,
What?
All right. Cool. Yeah, the whole movie throughout I enjoyed it from top to bottom.
The Bruce Lee part?
So
that shit made me laugh.
So I understand where his family was coming from because again, the reports came out that Tarantino didn't properly consult them for his role that was going to be in it.
Yeah.
And they were upset that he got made to look into the joke. On the flip side, I have heard from industry insiders who know people and say that actually wasn't far off from how Bruce Lee
was in real life.
Treated and acted behind the scenes.
Interesting.
That shit was fun. And I look at it also, in all Tarantino movies, it's like a Tarantino universe. He said there's two universes. There's the Tarantino universe, and then there's the movie universe, like Kill Bill.
Yeah.
That's a movie where the characters from Pulp Fiction would watch. You get it?
Right.
Oh. Yeah.
The universe inside the universe.
The universe. And pretty much, if you look at like Django Unchained. Well, yeah, Django Unchained and fucking Glorious Bastards, it's like alternate history.
Yeah.
So this is
like a mixture of both.
Yeah, it's an alternate history. So Bruce Lee probably wasn't like this, but in Tarantino's world, yeah, he was.
All right, and the shit was funny.
Like the part where he tried to do the super kick, and then Brad Pitt grabbed him and smashed him into the car.
Yeah.
I literally went. I laughed my ass off at that.
And then he tried to tell him like he did not kick my ass, and he goes, "Well, judging from that car, it tells otherwise."
No, I like how Brad Pitt talked with judging from that car, that says otherwise.
Yeah.
Did you recognize Dakota Fanning? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like holy shit. Mm-hmm. And there was another scene in there that was wild. Oh, the part where Leo was practicing his acting. When he fucking opened the door because he kept fucking up.
Yeah.
He kicked the door open and stood. I was like, motherfucking shit!
Yeah. You want to keep getting jerked, this son of a bitch!
And then he looked in the mirror and he said, "If you fuck this up again, I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out." Stop saying that shit. I'm like, and then I was thinking, I was like, he's doing this is really well. He's doing this well. This is what he does in person. Like, because Leo.
But then when he went out and when he did the role when he did the lines for his final scene on set,
yeah,
that shit took me all the way to Django, and I was like, oh.
No, fucking Leo acting.
Django performance to do this.
He was acting and then acting after. He was on some Inception shit.
Wow. Yeah, legit. Like, he was acting as the actor who had to act as... yeah.
Fuck.
This is just acting nonstop.
And I was just like, how is he... This is why he's... Nigga... And then
meanwhile, Brad Pitt just had to be, country Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Like, literally. Because he's
just playing one role.
Well, because he serves as his best friend and also Leo's stunt double.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not needed.
If y'all haven't seen it, we're spoiling it.
That's basically what Yeah, I'm like, I don't even care, so whatever.
It's like a 2-hour movie, too. That's why I said when you went to like the 10 o'clock show, and I'm like, God damn, that's a long-ass movie. But
2 hours? Ain't that bad.
It felt like 3 hours when I saw it, but they probably had hella more previews.
Trailers always make it seem like it's longer.
Yeah.
I had enough time to, so the final 20 minutes.
Oh my god!
I laughed my ass off the final 20 minutes. But I at least had enough time in between when they arrived at the residence, and then they were the Manson family.
Yeah.
When they arrived at the residence and they're talking all the way to when the girl left, I at least had time to get up, walk down, kind of stretch my legs, get back, and I was still in time before they even started walking in.
Got to the house.
Yeah.
It's funny because my homegirl, she's well. We were talking about the movie the other day. Homegirl Nessa, we were talking about it, and she's very aware of the Manson murders and shit like that. So when she was seeing shit happen, she's like, "That it didn't happen that way." Oh no! And then she kind of realized, like, oh, this is where we're going. Yeah. Okay. And then they go into the house, and Brad Pitt's high off his ass off a fucking acid cigarette wrapper.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
acid lace cigarette.
Acid lace cigarette.
Damn.
He was high off.
Took his dog for a walk.
Yeah. He said that's what I want to do. I'm going to get high at your house and just walk around. And then
Leo's in the he's in the pool
practicing his lines.
Yeah, practicing lines.
Oh, you know how he practices his lines? I wonder if he gets a recorder and he reads other people's lines and then he plays it back and then that's how he practices it.
Yeah,
his lines.
So the lines will be read on the recorder.
Yeah,
and then he.
I wonder
if
he probably like left gaps or whatever.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Gotcha.
I wonder if Leo really does that or if other actors do that. That's pretty like a good. It's a good
pretty well known practice.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
But no, the final 20 minutes, fam. I knew that goddamn flamethrower was gonna. It wasn't just gonna be.
Have you seen?
They just didn't bring that up for no reason.
Oh yeah, have you seen Bastards?
When that bitch got hit and started shooting in the pool, and he freaking out, jumps out,
oh, what the fuck?
goes to his fucking the
Cupboard.
shed or the whatever, grabs the flamethrower and lights the bitch on fire in the pool.
Oh, man, that was hilarious.
And then when the guy who died in real life as a result of murders, but obviously survived in this alternative world.
Yeah.
When he comes up to him and he's like, "Oh, like that's so. What happened?" Well, I torched her with my flamethrower.
Said so casually.
When he said that, I swear to God, I had the loudest in the movie theater.
Wow. 1 in the morning.
Because that shit just like I was already laughing at it, but it was just how he said it. Like it was just, oh yeah, I just torched her with my flamethrower.
So no, the part I went, holy shit, was when Brad Pitt started whooping that bitch's ass when he grabbed her by the hair and started
smashing her shit on the phone.
She didn't know. What did she do first to make him do that? Like she stabbed him and he just looked at her, grabbed her by the hair and just went plop, smashed her, and then it just kept going. He smashed her on the wall, slammed her on the floor, slammed her everywhere, and I was going, oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit! Oh!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because Brad Pitt just went nuts. And then after that, he walked up there, and then he got his movie role. Because you remember, if you notice, he said like, "Oh, Romanowski's my next door neighbor. Like all I need is just one meeting with him just to get the right role." And he got that meeting.
Ended up meeting with the actual victims who ended up surviving in this alternative. Yeah.
But Quentin Tarantino, man,
number 9 out of 10. Hell, a lot of people didn't like it though.
Because
I saw a bunch of people. They said it just had too much. They said it had too much dialogue without the payoff, and I'm like. But every time there was always a scene where it would lead to something where it was enough action to give you.
I said flat out, it's not for the casual viewer. I told if I was going to say
you gotta be a Tarantino fan.
I had to tell people,
or even a movie fan.
I wanted to tell you when you said you didn't want to tell me about it. I was like, I just want to say it's very dialogue heavy.
But I always get that from Tarantino.
Exactly.
Like they're fucking filled with monologues every other damn scene.
Every Tarantino movie.
Kill Bill.
And they're always out.
There's a lot of kill scenes.
And they're all like. It's that, and his fucking movies are, for the most part, always out of order.
I think Pulp Fiction's the only one that's out of order.
But even with Inglourious Basterds, they go to, like, even though they're flashbacks, it's still shit it's not all one congruent ass story.
Right. That's why the casual movie I was seeing on Twitter, like, this shit is too long.
This one was out of order in a way. I didn't even know we were in the fucking flashback for Bruce Lee until he ended up back on the roof.
That was how they,
and I was like,
they did that.
Wait,
that was a flashback?
Yeah.
It was a payoff. It was a joke. I was like, I see what you did, Tarantino.
Yeah. No, overall, I enjoyed that shit, though.
All right, I enjoyed it, too.
That.
Like, I think when I talked to my homegirl about it, and I was like, oh, that did happen. And it made me want to go see it again and shit. I was like, okay, this is...
That's definitely one, Martin, if you don't even go see it in the movie theater, like, I won't even say as soon as it comes out,
right?
But it's definitely one where it's like, you actually find time to go watch it.
What would you rank it?
It's true. I don't rank shit early, man.
Okay, what are your rankings for all Tarantino? What's your top 3?
Pulp Fiction obviously got to be there.
Of course.
I'm very biased towards Inglourious Basterds. I really like Inglourious Basterds.
I'm kind of like that. What, Inglourious Basterds and what else?
See, I like Kill Bill, but I'm not like the biggest super supporter of Kill Bill.
So Django.
Like, I like it. No, I wouldn't even say Django. I wouldn't even say Django.
I'm not, but Kill Bill 2? Oh, shit.
Not like just the Kill Bills. Like,
yeah, no, I know. That's basically
it's Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Basterds, and...
But see, that leaves...
Jackie Brown.
It leaves Jackie Brown, and even then I'm like, Jackie Brown was cool, but...
So it's like up in the air.
Yeah, like... I wouldn't say that's like Django, of course, was great, and even though I'm not like the biggest Kill Bill like supporter, obviously you can't deny the greatness of that. Right. So I guess it could flop between either way, just depending on Bill. But for sure, Inglourious Basterds and Pulp Fiction.
For me, Inglourious Basterds, I rewatched that the other day. That still holds up.
How could you not? It's a fucking black man who sparked a big ass Philly blunt and lit a whole fucking theater full of Nazis on fire.
Well, what would you rather have? Black man killing Nazis or a black man killing the slave masters and plantations?
Yeah,
man, I know what you mean. That was great too, but I mean, just that
ending
can't go
wrong either way.
Yeah, it was just that ending was just so random. And I was just like, what's gonna happen? And I was like, okay, Hitler, but Hitler doesn't die like this. And all of of a sudden
they Swiss cheese that motherfucker up.
Eli Roth kicked that door open and went, and he just did the Harlem Shake with the bullets, and I was just
went
like,
over his face and Swiss cheese the
and his face, he's like, motherfucker, his eyes all big and shit. I'm like, oh shit, oh what's going? And then fire, girl laughing, ha 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 ha, then shit just explodes, and then I was like, they just ended the war.
And that's the difference. That's the difference for me, because obviously you want to pick the obvious one that kills the slave masters. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's like you already knew Django was going to do that. I had no idea that's where they were going with the Glorious Bastards.
That shit went out of nowhere.
So not only did it catch me off guard, it was fulfilling. And that's not to say that, of course, Django killing the slave master is always going to be fulfilling. Mm-hmm. It's just how they got to those destinations.
Yeah.
Glorious Bastards was way more off the wall. And off the wall is pretty much how you describe a Tarantino film.
Yeah, but for me, my top 3 is Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, both movies.
Yeah, because it's really just one.
It's one big movie.
Yeah.
And Django Unchained.
Yeah.
It just,
not mad at it.
Because that's just killing slave masters, and
with
Tupac getting played in the background, that was just like, and black folks were mad about that. It's just,
it's the time frame thing, but like
it's the same thing with Jay-Z showing up in fucking The Great Gatsby. Like, you know,
Jay-Z music getting played, that made no sense. What about you?
In no order?
Yeah.
It's Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and...
Oh, fuck. That's what it is. Yeah. Give me Reservoir Dogs.
I rewatched Reservoir Dogs
and Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I rewatched
Reservoir Dogs would be my number 3.
Reservoir Dogs. That was just... oh, man. Great movies, man. Great Tarantino.
Yeah. If all else fails, I just love the fact that each and every one of them was named after a color.
Right.
That stood out.
Mr. Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Black.
Yeah. And the fact that they didn't know their real names. Like, they were all brought together and each one was giving them a color. Like, that was pretty...
Well, according to Tarantino, they say he's trying to do a Star Trek movie.
Of course. Yeah. I knew he was going to go to space.
Yeah.
gotta call it. Yeah.
But if he's gonna do another movie, his last movie has to be Kill Bill 3. He said him and Uma Thurman talked again, and he wants to do Kill Bill 3.
I would think that. On the flip side, I wouldn't put it past him that he would go in space and find a planet that's full of black people and then just call the whole planet niggers. So,
yeah, shit. Or just call
it can go either way.
Hey, Quentin Tarantino's 9th movie, Nigger.
Oh my! Starring Nas.
No, Nigger. No. Nigger, starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my god! I was gonna start Nas, man.
Yeah, Nas has to play a pivotal role.
I'm just saying, call it Nigger and have a white Brad Pitt be the fucking main star, but. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in America, man.
Yeah,
in Hollywood.
Yes. Once Upon a Time in this shit could be Hollywood, America, whatever. America. Anyway. Yeah. When we go to Tarantino, like off the wall, just movie with Tarantino. I saw Hobbs Shaw, which is just action and.
That's what I heard.
Ain't no more to it. Yep. Just The Rock and Jason Tatum just whooping ass. Statham, my bad. Yeah. Statham just whooping ass. And it's just
a lot of women getting wet over Idris Elba as usual.
Yeah, my homegirl texted me. She's like, "Oh my god, my baby!" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Whatever."
Everybody was happy. You know what I'm saying? The women got to see their eye candy. The men got to see
the action.
Everything that motherfuckers kicking ass. Like, I'm gonna go see it this week.
I just cannot believe the Fast and the Furious franchise turned into this. This is all about. It went from street racing to
motherfuckers gliding off the fucking side of the fucking 32-story.
CIA agents and shit.
Yeah, like it was just about street racing. I went back and rewatched parts of the series.
The FBI was involved in the original one.
That is true. The FBI presence has always been consistent.
That just hit me.
But he wasn't in the FBI though.
Well, government, the government issue.
Yeah, well, he was police. Yeah, whatever. There was the FBI also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I went back and rewatched them and. Like not Fast and the Furious, but the Fast and the Furious. You gotta be the first one. You gotta put the in front of the Fast and Furious.
Double D's.
And I remember seeing Ja Rule. Oh hey, that was just crazy. I remember seeing Ja Rule in that shit. I'm like, how did you fuck up this bag? Literally, like,
oh, you know the story behind that.
Oh, right? I know.
Yeah, they wanted to give him.
I was gonna say it.
10. I'm sorry. They wanted to give him 10 scenes. For $500,000
in the second one.
And he turned it down.
So they got Ludacris instead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He turned down $500,000, and that $500,000 could have turned into millions upon millions. You could have probably put on a fire festival.
Yep.
With that Fast and the Furious money. Like, honestly, Ludacris literally took his spot. Ludacris was no fucking computer hack nerd in the second one.
He's just a nigga that was taking bets.
For real.
And then all of a sudden, in the fourth one, he just knows how to
Yeah,
fucking.
the fifth one, he's hacking into the fucking.
What the fuck this happened?
Yeah.
Fucking the vault and shit. Yeah.
And that was the fifth one, but yeah.
Well, still, you know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
But I just watched the first one and then the fourth and fifth because the fifth one is the greatest
one is the GOAT.
That is the greatest. That's the one they really.
It's literally the epitome. They all can. That's the last time all of them were together.
yeah.
What was the last? No. Oh, if you count
Because Tego and the other ones weren't in 6.
Yeah,
that's
right.
true. Yeah,
It's the last one. All of them were all together.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah,
Damn.
So it's the fifth one. I'm trying to think of what we rank. I put the fifth one, and I put Hobbs and Shaw because that was really enjoyable.
I already know how I'm ranking mine.
And then the third one, let's do the top 3. The third one would be the seventh one.
Yeah,
Third one would be last.
Yeah, that's just. Mine goes 5, 1, just because.
You gotta put the.
Well, it's just one. The first one.
Seriously.
Just the.
As bad as the acting is, it's
still enjoyable. It's nostalgia.
It literally sets it all up.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
it's still an enjoyable film.
I didn't
Yeah,
like the
no,
way it ended. It just abruptly ended. Like he gave him the car, and then Paul Walker just walked off in slow motion.
I mean,
and then it was like I remember when I watched that the first.
I mean, you weren't happy at the fact that they beat a fucking train and
No,
then
they beat
spun
the
out and
train.
shit and
They beat the train, but it's just how it ended. That the cops showed up and Paul Walker just walking in slow motion, and then it just fades out. And I'm like, that's it.
Just forget about it, cuz.
That's the second one.
Yeah, that's too fast.
Yeah.
That's too fast. Forget about it, cuz.
But no, I go 5, 1,
The.
6, 4, 7, 2,
8.
I'm lost.
8, and then 3.
I would get that because they renamed them. It was the Fast, and then it was
Too fast.
Too Fast.
Fast and Furious is very underrated. The fourth one, it's very underrated.
I said that to you because the fourth one that's Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's regular Fast and
It's just
Furious.
Fast and Furious, not
so
Z.
confusing.
There's no D. There's no T's.
There's no T's. It's just Fast.
You got double D's and then you got no D's.
You got double F's, and then the F.
So you go double D's and no D's.
It's the F, or they're just F's, whatever. But Fast and Furious 4, it gets a bad rep. But I always tell everybody that was the movie where what's it called? They bring back Vin Diesel. And they pretty much put the series back on track to what it was in the first movie and shit.
Yeah.
And then it was like the beginning of the different direction because in the end of the fourth one, like he's going to jail and shit. And then you see them all show up in the cars like, yeah, we're gonna get this nigga out of jail.
That's when it went a different direction for you?
No. And then after that, that's when the fifth one showed up. And then
Oh no, I was about to say I knew it was going a different direction when the fucking cliff raised up and fucking elevated and they drove through the goddamn cliff in the race.
in the race,
In the fourth one.
they had a race in the fourth. I'm trying to say, because they had the
When Vin Diesel
tracking, the GTS.
When he had to get through into the organization, and the fucking cliff just raises up, and I'm like, okay, now we're going into something else.
Yeah,
I still like this, but this isn't just regular.
They
street racing
went
shit.
over the top.
They lifted a cliff.
You sure that was
And the niggas, that was the fourth
That
one.
was
It
the
was
fourth
the fucking
one?
It was the
entrance to
fourth
the
one.
Batcave.
Because
bro.
what's his
Shit.
name? Alonzo, whatever his name is.
Lonzo.
He was
Dominic.
the actor. Lonzo, the one that was in
Shit.
the Joy McColumbus short and Chris Brown, the dancing one. You know what I'm talking about? The fraternity.
Oh, Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard. Lonzo was the big brother. He was in that one. That's how I knew it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I literally just rewatched the shit the other day, and I forgot that motherfucker was in there. I was like, I saw it. I was like,
Because he's the one that allegedly we thought killed Letty. Come to find out, he just shot the fucking gasket, and her body flew over somebody else.
Like that made any sense.
Nigga said, now you can take those D's. You get the fuck out my face.
And then, what would you rank him?
Man, I don't even know.
No, just say the numbers.
Because I don't remember which one it is.
Okay, I want to say it's
Brazil is number 1.
okay. That's the fifth one.
5.
Okay, so it's the Fast and the Furious. That's 1. Then
Two
it's
Fast
Too
and
Fast and
Furious.
Furious. Then it's Tokyo Drift. Then
That's
it's
fucking loud.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, God.
Fast 5. Fast 6.
But
Furious 7.
Yeah, I know it's Fast 7. It's Fast 7.
Well, then it was Furious 6.
Furious
Because they
6.
switched it up.
See, y'all fucking
Furious
with
6, Fast 7, Fate of the Furious, and then Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, I haven't seen Hobbs.
It's about to be
Shaw,
Niggas
so
at
that's-
9.
Niggas 9.
Oh my god.
What do they call it?
Directed by Quentin Tarantino.
What's it going to be called? The Fast Furious and 9. That's what the Fast and Furious. They got to add everything.
They're called Feline.
All I know is Brazil is number 1.
5.
Everything else is just
in the middle.
And then Tokyo Drift is last. That's all.
Tokyo Drift is still entertaining to watch. Tokyo Drift was that part where you knew. Okay, I thought I saw Tokyo Drift.
Hell no.
No. I thought it was just gonna go straight to DVD after Tokyo Drift. I'm like, it's gonna go straight to DVD. You know, like straight to DVD movies.
Yeah, because that shit was trash.
Like how all the Step Up movies. Like I still can't believe they're still making that shit.
I know, seriously. That shit goes straight to like HBO now.
Still making Bring It On. Last time I checked too.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They have a fucking Broadway play for Bring It On.
Wow. Fucking Christina Milian was in the last one. I really know that because it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
she was in one of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Solange Knowles was in like the second.
Yeah.
one.
What?
Telling you, man.
With Hayden Christensen, not Hayden Christensen. What's her name? Yeah, the cheerleader from Heroes.
Huh.
Yeah. But I just still can't believe this franchise.
Hayden Panettiere.
Hayden Panettiere. There you go.
Don't know why the fuck that just popped up in my head.
Yeah, it's nostalgia, man.
Yep.
Heroes was a great show, and they fucked that up. But nah,
sure did.
Fast and Furious, man. Like, I was just watching. It was about street racing. Just what the fuck? And they just turned into fuckery because they went over the top in the 7th one. Oh, yeah. 7th one, they just said,
"Fam, I told you straight up, them motherfuckers flew out with a damn parachute out of a fucking plane.
Oh my God.
Knowing damn good and well aerodynamics would have flew them motherfuckers all throughout the goddamn trees and shit. And then they go to Abu Dubai, and then the cars flying out a 30-story window, and they're flying out of it.
God bless. That's Paul Walker's last movie and shit like that.
We forgave a lot of shit because it was Paul Walker's last movie.
Because I was thinking to myself when I was watching it, I was like, you could have killed him here.
Yeah. The whole theater thought they were gonna kill him in the fucking movie, only to find out this nigga just takes he gets off on the fucking exit, and they just split.
And
I was actually, when I was able to process that,
it made no
because
sense.
in the movies, obviously you're just focused on it's Paul Walker's like. When I was actually able to process that a week later, I was like,
they could have just killed him.
These motherfuckers, hold up, you could have killed him here, there. And everywhere in between. And you made my heart beat the whole time, only for me to just see him just drifting away.
Because they said,
and then become a fucking video meme on social media,
right? Especially how he fucking how they got his brother and they strapped his face on there and digitized it. You could tell on the last one, you could hella tell
for sure.
Yep. But other scenes when I was looking, they showed which ones were digitized. I'm like, that was digitized. That was good.
Every time the scene was dark, it was digitized.
That part, but there was scenes during the sunlight where it was digitized, and it was good. But Fate of the Furious, they mentioned Paul Walker's character in Fate of the Furious, like, oh, we gotta call Brian.
Yeah,
I was like, we're in heaven. I was like, we're in heaven. Shit. You gotta call seance. Like,
well, he didn't die in the story, so you know.
Pull out the Ouija board.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, he didn't die in the story.
Well, he didn't die in the story, so it made sense.
I felt bad for the chick who played the wife because she can't come back now because. It's like, yeah, he gone. They could have brought her back, but, you know.
They could bring her back because it's still Dom's sister.
I know, they could bring her. Like, where's Brian at? Oh, he's babysitting the baby.
Shit.
Like, well, John Cena's going to take his spot now because he's going to be in 9.
Yep.
And the whole series changed.
As far as I knew, as soon as they announced the sequels, I knew Dwayne and I knew
The Rock.
I knew they were gone.
As you know, when The Rock showed up, when The Rock showed up as Hobbs, that's when you know the whole shit just changed.
Shifted.
He nearly deboed that shit away from Vin Diesel, and I think Vin Diesel knew that shit. That's why they all had beef.
So I read, I heard on the Dan Levitard and Stugatz show, but then I went and followed up and read it. This is another reason. Once it got confirmed, I was like, yeah, they're never doing another movie together. So this is for The Rock, Vin Diesel, and Statham, their contract stipulations. So it says, according to producers and crew members in the films, Mr. Statham, 51 years old, negotiated an agreement with the studio that limits how badly he can be beaten up on screen. Mr. Diesel, 52, has his younger sister, a producer on the films, police the number of punches he takes. And Mr. Johnson, 47, enlists producers, editors, and fight coordinators to help make sure he always gives as good as he gets. So basically, for every punch he takes, he gives out.
See, there's a whole bunch of egos. I did not know Jason Statham was crazy. Jason Statham is 51. He does not look 51.
Oh, and another thing that's funny about Jason is that he's actually in the editing room with the editors, and he makes sure that every single fight he's in, there's enough good quality shots of his face.
That's a lot of action.
He doesn't just want action. He wants good face shots.
So you got the Transporter. You have what was Vin Diesel's? What was that movie he was in? When he had to put on the shades.
Chronicles of Riddick.
You got Riddick, and then you got The Rock. Just 3 egos.
And,
Seriously.
And it was explained that I don't know if this is true for The Rock, but this is true for Vin Diesel and Jason Statham. In their contracts, they can't lose a fight. When I heard that, I then thought back of their fight in Fast 7 and how none of them won. It was a fucking helicopter that broke
Hit
them up.
that nigga with a wrench. With a wrench.
The helicopter broke him up. And I was like, oh.
And The Rock,
that's right. Neither one of them won that fight.
And Rock was barely in Fast 7. He was in the hospital because he had to he had to keep distance from them and shit like that.
Yeah.
Man, damn. Man.
That's crazy, dude. But it explains a lot.
It's
like as far as the Hobbs and Shaw shit, like
for sure.
why they're separated and why they're on the same team.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw.
They ain't got to worry about it no more.
Exactly. They don't have to fight each other.
And Rock and Jason Statham are not going to be in Fast 9, and because I guess Vin Diesel will be happy about that because they do not like each other at all. And Rock is not cool with Tyrese because Tyrese still feels he's part of the A squad, but it's Jody. Just shut up.
Yeah.
just shut up, Jody.
I swear.
he's forever going to be Jody to me.
Nah, no. He will always
Jody. Who's Tyrese? Sweet. Like, Jody? Who the fuck is Tyrese? Remember when he made that Black Tie movie?
The Black Tie album?
Oh my god.
Hey, say what you want. That album.
That was kind of cool. Yeah, it did have some joints.
It was a nice idea too. Where it was like, I'm gonna give you
the R&B. It was what Drake wanted to do.
And then I'm a rap.
It was exactly what Drake wanted to do with Scorpion.
Was it called? Yeah. Was it called Black Roses or something like that?
It was like Black Tie. It was just called Black Tie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just Black Tie.
Because one of his albums was Black Roses, but that was probably later.
Yeah, whatever. But Rock, congratulations. That shit made like 180 at the box office. Again, and then this is like the first of many movies that are coming out this year for The Rock. He has Jumanji coming out. And he was in another one this year, wasn't he? The Rock? No, I'm thinking
Ballers is coming out.
Oh, yeah, and Ballers.
Yep.
That nigga never sleeps.
Nope.
He never chills.
Nope.
Like every day I wake up, he has a new fucking
gotta get that
project.
bag, man.
He has solo. Yeah,
you think he just focusing on his delts just for his health? Gotta get them bags, man.
He also said during when he was promoting the movie that he low key retired from wrestling. I'm like, you don't think?
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the announcement, sir.
Like,
all right.
You don't think?
Never would have guessed that.
I could never call him Dwayne Johnson. It's weird hearing people call him by his real name.
Even when I said it now, I was like, this don't sound right.
Your name is The Rock.
I'm trying to give you the respect considering, you're this many years into this
but
other
I'm
career.
such a wrestling fan. I respect him so much.
It's
like,
Rock.
You are The Rock.
That's Rock.
The Rock.
I'll even call you Balboa before I go back to
Maivia. It's Maivia.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, come on, bro. Technically, he still is Rocky Maivia. Yeah. So it's like how technically Triple H is still Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
But oh man, still crazy. Anyway, music dropped.
Yeah, it was kind of a slow week, so I was able to go back and
dry as fuck
listen to some things. So first, I think I might have just mentioned it some episodes back, but there's this cat by the name of TOBi.
Is his name Kuta?
Nah, I remember now. Yeah, I forgot about that shit because he said the same thing. Yeah, that's how I remember it.
But I actually went back and listened to the album, and it is amazing.
Really,
what's
very good. It's called Still.
Okay,
the album is called Still. 13 tracks.
Okay, your name is Toby.
Okay,
it was this joke.
Nah, fam, he's nice.
Is he a rapper, singer?
He's both.
Oh, so Drake.
No, well, in a stylistic, yes, but his content, no.
Okay.
Like, if you can make fun of the fact that he's his name in that, but no, he builds on that.
Oh, so he's not always heartbroken. Gotcha.
No, he
a
nigga. Right. He's got some heartbroken joints, but that's not his focus at all.
Yeah, okay. No, that's
very well versed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I listened to that. I want to give a shout out to a cat I went to middle school with, Dynasty, from out here in San Jose. He put out his joint. Martin, you might, even though
San Jonero.
Yeah, San Jonero. He was at the Nipsey.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember seeing him.
So he put his joint out. Chang did the artwork,
of course. Shout out to Chang.
It's a nice 15-minute or 15-song project. I was impressed with what I heard.
That's what's up.
Pretty good.
Side note, my homegirl. We're not really friends like that, but I respect her music. Kiddo, she dropped a single called "Licka."
Nice.
Put that on the playlist. Forgot all about that damn song. On next time. But yeah, it's a great record. She dropped a video for it. But,
yeah, so shouts out to there. Now for what did drop.
Nothing.
No, there was some good drop.
I know.
Lil Durk dropped Love Songs for the Streets 2. This is probably a project in a while I haven't heard him oversaturate his voice with auto-tune, and I thank him for that. I was able to get through the whole project, no issues. 21 Savage came on Die Slow and dropped a memorable verse.
Damn, he's been coming
which
with
he's,
it.
I've been hearing these and I'm like, all right, now I'm ready for you to give it now.
Back in the day, we
sure.
were just irritated with him with Issa, and now he just drank some water.
Yeah.
And then almost got deported. And now you are rapping.
Meek Mill dropped another good verse on Bougie.
Ooh,
Nicki did what we all say she should be doing best, which is
She's
vocalizing on the hook.
She rapping good?
You know, it was one of those joints where it was like she did so well on the hook, I didn't care.
Okay.
It's like for real, like, and that's not even to like discredit. Like she did so good with the hook.
Okay.
Where it was like some of the bars were like, but then overall it was still like it's still passable. Like it's a good song.
Honestly, Nicki has been low key coming with it with the features lately.
But see, she's always good with Durk. If you've noticed that, like anytime she's with Durk, it's you're hard pressed to find a bad song that they've done.
Well, side note, when we talk about Nicki, she has announced that her and Megan Thee Stallion are going to drop a record together called Hot Girl Summer, which features Ty Dolla $ign.
Saw that coming.
I'm like, damn. That's the first time she's ever done a song with a female rapper, a young female rapper.
Well,
how about that?
Definitely saw that coming.
She's at that age, man.
Yeah.
Like, she did that with Cardi, but that's a whole other story. But go on.
Yeah, so there was that. So I liked the project. Lil Durk came. You know what you're getting from Durk.
Yeah.
So I definitely liked what I heard. And then you got Ye Ali, who, again, I said last week, he dropped Private Suite 2 on SoundCloud, so we had to wait for this week for it to hit all the other DSPs. It's good.
What's DSP? I know streaming platforms.
Digital streaming platforms.
Oh, I thought you said... Okay, go on.
Yeah. I was happy that this didn't go the Tierra Whack route, where it's 15 tracks in 15 minutes. Because it's 15 songs in 35 minutes, but some of them are at least good enough where it's like, okay, 150, it's good to stop there.
Oh, okay.
But really, this is one where it's best served when you're with the woman. Like you gotta be.
Yeah, he's one of them for the lady artists.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And when you're with a woman, this is great fucking music. Not to say that it's bad without one.
Great fucking music.
Yeah.
Hey! Hey-o!
Yeah. No D's needed.
No F's. Well, there is some F. The F.
Yeah. And it ain't the F, and it don't stand for Fast or Furious.
Oh my god.
The F. Take out the
Yeah, but it was cool. You would pronounce old boy's name December, the one without without. Yeah, so December was on like 2 or 3 tracks on here. What else is on here? Jaren, remember the cat from?
Yep.
No, I was trying to put you up on.
LA, right?
Yep. He keeps popping up on these projects, and I'm like, fam, give me an album now. Like, the EP last year was cool. Your features for Kaz and everybody else you did for was dope. Now I need an album. So shouts out to Jaren. And overall, yeah, like I said, get yourself in the right setting with this joint. It's gonna do you well.
So we thought besides all those tracks, those albums, we thought it was gonna be a dry week. We thought it was gonna somebody had to just save the day because nobody was dropping shit. And who decided to drop? Yeah.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
Aubrey Drake Graham came in and just said, you know what? I'm gonna drop a project. There's no new material. It's called Care Package. And pretty much it is all his loosies that he has released throughout the last few years.
About damn time.
All on streaming platforms.
It's about damn time.
After So Far Gone, I remember I went on Twitter and said, since you are being this, happy, not happy, but you being like really nice, I think you should release all these records. And that was a few months ago. And after that, he responded. I call this his greatest SoundCloud hits, because that's exactly what the fuck it is. It is literally everything from Girls Love Beyonce to Club Paradise, Paris Martin music, Heat of the Moment, 5 a.m., just every song, Dreams Money Could Buy, The Motion, all that shit that y'all should have heard when he dropped them. Because people were telling me they haven't heard some of these songs. Someone straight up said they did not hear 4 a.m. in Calabasas.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. in Calabasas.
How did you not hear about that? That was infamous for many reasons.
Yeah. Seriously.
I was so shocked. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, how did you not see that? What? Okay. And then
I know exactly where I was when that dropped too. Like that's one of those ones where you know because of what transpired after the fact, which was at the time. I'll name this podcast later with Joe Budden. Yeah, like that was a big thing in hip hop.
Yeah,
right. So how did that miss people?
I don't know.
I can understand because I missed I Get Lonely. I missed My Side. Heat of the Moment, and then Can I? So those were the 4 I missed.
I didn't miss. I have all these songs. The reason why I have these songs, I used to post on a blog site, and that was when Drake was just being really happy, dropping loosies in the middle of the fucking night for no fucking reason, or his little care packages that was the bundle packs, like the Motion and fucking. What was Jodeci Freestyle, which is hella different now.
Thank you for saving Cole.
Because I remember
that shit could have been problematic again.
Yeah, because what did he say?
The autistically
retarded line. Yeah, I remember when and then after that they took the song down and him and J. Cole apologized and shit. But I was like, yeah, sensitive ass. I remember I Get Lonely. It was called I Get Lonely 2. And it was the whole cover, the TLC cover, and that was supposed to be his R&B mixtape that he was gonna do. Yep. And it evolved into Take Care, and fucking Free Spirit was supposed to be the preview. It wasn't gonna be on. I don't know why he didn't put this on Take Care with Rick Ross, but that was supposed to be like the collab project him and Rick Ross were gonna do for YOLO or whatever. I remember people said they didn't remember Heat of the Moment. I remember Heat of the Moment because he dropped it when people were gonna leak his shit, so he made it like he put it on his website. That and Six God and shit.
You know, the dope thing about Dreams Money Can Buy is that Dreams That Money Can Buy, it could actually serve as the intro to Take Care. If you think about it,
I was thinking that
like it's really set up to be the intro. The only reason why people are so pressed about it is because Over My Dead Body sonically just sounds so much theatrical for the opener.
You know why I put
Dreams Money Can Buy is, for all intents and purposes, it's an intro track.
I put that right after Crew Love, just for the content he was talking about. Crew Love flows right into Dreams Money Can Buy.
See, had he took out the long intro to go into it, it would be perfect to go, because it's just the intro of the song that makes it kind of mandatory to make an intro of an album.
I just didn't understand how these people, and it was funny, Drake fans were going like, oh, he finally dropped a classic. I'm like, oh, y'all got caught. So now he dropped the classic now, huh? Yeah. Oh, okay. So I guess all the other ones don't count. Just
if you guys want to call it a classic, I'm not mad at it.
I guess.
But that's me. I just don't grade compilations.
These are SoundCloud greatest hits. And I don't know nobody. Only person I can feel that could probably do something like this is Kanye with the Good Friday drops. But other than that, it's just, I don't know what to say. I'll be looking at some of the songs. I remember when he posted Dreams Money Could Buy on his fucking on his SoundCloud, and then the label took it down, and he was like, "What the fuck? I dropped this shit."
Yeah,
like that's my song.
Well, you gonna play me?
And then I remember people that they never heard How About Now. Like, you didn't hear How About Now? That I was like, okay. And it was like it was moments where I was just like, how did you? And then I remember I'm in the blogging world, but I remember every time Drake drops something, everybody knows when it drops. That's what's so wild to me. It's like, y'all,
there was definitely that period of time where obviously now it's easier because before he took his, like LeBron took his talents over to Sirius XM and Pandora, he had OVO radio on Beats One on Apple Music, so that was accessible.
It wasn't just OVO, it was even before that.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is just in this era how it's easy because everything's streamable.
Yeah.
Back then, it was mandatory because you had to literally
be online.
That was the blog era. You had to download the track, upload it into iTunes, and then go from there.
He had Club Paradise on here, and I was so happy he put that there and pissed off because that would have been the close. That would have been the closer because that summed up the whole album for me for Take Care. And I remember he said, "Oh, it's not." I remember he put the blog post up. He's like, "Oh yeah, my boy hella fucks with this, but it's not on the album." Like,
what kind of shit is that?
And then fucking Trust Issues. He said, "Oh yeah, that was just something I was messing with on Khaled's when I was writing I'm on one. It's not on the album."
What kind of shit is that?
I'm like, you don't know your.
I think that's a testament though to his, because he still is great in his own right, in his own aspect. I think that's a testament to where he could do the actual demo for I'm on one, and it sounds like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been of the mind frame where he never fully understood
his power,
his actual power until he realized, oh wait, I can actually drop anything and the masses will buy it. Mm-hmm. So at that point, he was putting anything out versus, in the early stages of his career, he had these, which were, again, you could call it the SoundCloud classics or whatever, but if you think about it, this is classic music. We remember when this shit dropped. Yeah. To me, that makes it classic.
It is a classic, and it pisses me off that you didn't save this shit for your main shit. Because I said it on Twitter. Hearing this shit is like the equivalent of watching highlights of your practice, of all the great shit you did in practice, and then when we get to the main games, you didn't do that in the main games. Okay, that sums up his albums. So
I buy stock into that.
You know what I mean?
I see that that's how I view all compilations, really. Where it's like
not just greatest hits, but just compilations.
Yeah, like obviously the Prince joint, because he's been dead for the last
same with
few
Escape
years.
with Michael's shit.
You know what I'm saying? The lost tapes and all that. Like, it just goes back to what I was saying either last week or a couple weeks ago. It's just tapes, I just don't grade it just off the simple fact that it's like, okay, your album that was the product. Mm-hmm. You're showing me basically the outtakes and what went on behind the scenes, which is cool. I appreciate it because I love seeing an artist's mind frame.
Right.
But it's like these weren't the album.
Yeah.
So you're showing me, again, like you said, you're showing me what you practiced. And that's cool. I can take it for what you practiced, but in some aspects, you either exceeded what you didn't practice, or in other aspects, you didn't do better than what you showed in practice.
Or you overthought.
That goes for everybody, not just
Drake.
Yeah.
That's why I was happy with Kendrick, because Kendrick never released Loosies. Maybe just like little bits.
Well, he did, but that was a part of the TDE when they were dropping those Loosies throughout the week.
What was it? It was the West Side on Time.
And then Schoolboy Q's was Party.
I know, but he did. But Kendrick never.
J-Rock's was Yola.
and
then Absol, I forgot what Absol's was.
Something.
But I have it. I'm looking at it.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, Kendrick doesn't have, like, albums worth of Loosies.
Oh, definitely
what
not
I'm trying to say.
I mean, he's got just that one West Side and then
West Side
what do you call it?
Well, no, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he doesn't have, like, a whole... He can't make an album of his Loosies. Nah. If he knows he made Fire...
Nibiru. That was Absol's.
Yeah.
Damn, that's taking it back. No, but if Kendrick knows if he has some fire, I'm holding on to that because that could be the driving force for my album. Drake didn't hold on to it. He just said, okay, I'm just going to let it go. Like, I just was thinking to myself, he made Club Paradise. I'm sitting there, like, it's not on the album. I'm like, what? I'm going to slap him in his face.
But see, to me, like,
punched him.
What we were talking about off air, I get what you're saying, because I look at it the same way too, because I'm like, fam, I could have found the perfect spot to put the motion in. Nothing was the same. You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally listening to songs where I'm like, there's two bona fide classics in the midst of this.
And it would have been that song that would have helped that album become...
right, but I'm looking at it
you guys can see Busby's face right
now. I'm looking at it from the other spectrum, which is when Meek Mill came out and did the ghostwriting accusations. How does that affect...
You said that,
How does that affect Drake if he does have a classic?
Because
are we looking at that classic as tainted material?
And the closest... And people said the universal closest classic he kind of has right now, it was according to the timeline, and the people, is If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And that's the big Quentin Miller faces right on that album. People consider that like his best rapping album.
Right. So I look at it from the aspect of, okay, maybe it's beneficial for his career up to this point that he doesn't have a classic because of the ghostwriting accusations. On the flip side, I also believe these Loosies also added to his mystique. Because remember, even though he was visible, he still wasn't visible in the sense of interviews nonstop.
Yeah.
Like he still wasn't on social media. Like,
oh, he was on back then on Twitter.
No. But what I'm saying is that it wasn't to the extent of how it's pretty much mandatory for acts today.
Yeah.
Unless you're a special circumstance.
Yeah.
Even though he was visible, like I'm saying, he was visible, but he still had this mystique.
Yeah.
The Loosies helped add that mystique.
Yeah.
Because it was like, well, if he's dropping these for free, what's on the album? So it drew the attention. Now you can say what we all say about the albums, right? But these Loosies actually they were still beneficial, just not in the way that we would expect them to be beneficial. But in the end, they still helped his career. That's what I'm getting at.
What's crazy?
There's two sides to that
makes
spectrum.
a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
And what's crazy about it is that he's expected to go number one off this shit.
It's like what, 100K, right?
Something like that.
120 something.
Yeah.
I bet you he's even shocked about that. That's what I thought, because I thought So Far Gone would have had those type of numbers, but it was like number 6 when he re-released it. But this shit, I bet you he's like, okay.
Dog, put it in this perspective real quick, all right? Chance sold 118. That was his debut album.
Oh, we're going to get to
this.
him,
Is not, well, you know, but this is just...
we're going to talk about that.
This is a bunch of loosies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
His SoundCloud
greatest... It's going to outsell that.
But see, I knew it was going to do as high of numbers because So Far Gone, So Far Gone.
Yeah.
But we don't...
We haven't heard these.
Club Paradise alone... Club Paradise alone is going to bring in 65,000.
Dreams worth more than money.
I feel very confident in saying that.
Yeah.
Club Paradise alone.
People were so happy to hear Dreams worth more than money. Like they were like, "Oh my god!" Like, and then people call that one of the quintessential tracks.
Let me rephrase that. Club Paradise and Dreams Money Can Buy together is probably gonna do 65,000. Those separately were probably gonna give you 30,000 alone. It's just like those were. To me, these loosies are different from So Far Gone because So Far Gone was a mixtape that we had to get off of the website, off of that PIF. We had access to all of them together. These loosies, you literally were getting them one by one by one.
Throughout the years, and you had to download them. Some people probably lost their hard drives. They didn't feel like going and re-downloading them. And that's what some people were saying.
Right, so to me, So Far Gone, we already had it. So it's like, okay, cool, it's on the DSPs. So, but I mean, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The fact he packaged all these together, like,
well, here you go.
Yeah, that's
only one I'm kind of just like he should have just kept was Can I with the Beyonce ad libs. It still did not sound finished at all. I was just like, and I remember he wanted to put that on the Views allegedly, supposedly, and he thought that was gonna be it. But she gave him only not even half a bar, just 2 words.
It's good enough. It was.
Maybe
he had that, and then he had "Girls Love Beyonce." So he was like, "Well, I can just."
That was supposed to be on. That was supposed to be on
namesake, and I can make it pop. So
that was supposed to be on. None was the same. I mean, when that song dropped, people hated it, and now people love the song now.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, make up your minds, people. But other than that, and also another thing I noticed because you know me, every time he drops something or a project, I have to scroll down. I was like, "Are you still trapped?"
No.
Nah, it said OVO at the bottom. This is the first Drake project I saw that strictly just said OVO as the label. So he might just be free.
Well, you know what helps that too is because these weren't officially released under Cash Money.
Yes,
so
too.
He could do whatever he wants with them because they weren't officially released at the time.
Yeah,
so.
Right. And that makes a lot of sense.
And he had to pay those samples. There was a Sade sample on Free Spirit. I didn't think he was ever gonna fucking get that cleared.
And I mean, and too, like, so I gotta refresh my mind because when all of them were dropping in 2011, granted, 5 a.m. in Toronto was right after.
Take Care.
No, it was
before.
Thank Me Later.
It was no. 6 a.m. in Dallas was after Thank You. Thank Me Later.
The Dallas joint. But all of these were the covers self-produced or were they just fan-made covers that ended up having the owl in them? Because I remember that owl was on every single fucking.
That was
cover
on the
dropped.
OVO. That was on the OVO website.
Okay, so now it would make sense even more because he was still branding that as OVO with these loosies. He wasn't branding them as Cash Money.
Yeah.
It just so happened that some of the covers that were being made included Cash Money, but that owl was always prevalent.
That owl was
Yeah.
Man, and he's about to go. He's expected to go number 1. And as we're talking, he's doing OVO Fest. So
I'm gonna tell you this: as a Drake fan who has seen him go a different route over the years, that's kind of made me step back and evaluate. I will say, playing that project Friday night or Thursday night, that was good nostalgia. Like I had a good time listening to that. And especially somebody said it best on Twitter. They were like, "Now we're grown, so some of these songs that we listened to when we were younger." They hit different because we've lived life. Yeah. So now we can actually relate to some of these a little bit better.
For me, I had the majority of the tracks. So I've been hearing these tracks throughout the years. I always save I save my hard drive.
Same here. Yeah, I still have the loosies.
I still have them like a majority. Besides Can I have a majority of them. So it was kind of just like I was like I have all these, but it's like it's nice to put them on playlists now. Now our playlists can be complete now.
Yeah.
When it comes to Drake, so. Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like the Joker.
Just give him some props.
Yeah, Paris Morton music is pretty good.
Yeah, Ross was an asshole for deleting that.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Only in the video version is his verse on there, but
that's as far as I'll go.
But I thought the story went that he did his portion for Aston Martin, but he also had that one that he kept for himself.
Oh, he kept that for himself.
Yeah, he didn't give that to Ross until after it came out, and Ross was like, "What the fuck? Like,
that's some
why
asshole
did you give me that?
That's some old asshole
Get
shit.
your ass on, let's do the video." And that's why they did the extended
That's
video.
some asshole shit.
Yeah.
Either that or he
Seriously.
just doesn't know his power. And I still to this day feel he does not know the extent of his power.
I feel like he knows now. It's at a point where he realized he doesn't have to put that much effort. Had he realized his power when he was, there's a difference between the Drake that, we criticize versus the Drake where we're like, damn, he was just a couple songs away. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I feel like had he realized his power then, it could have been different. But then at the same time, like I said, he could have realized his power. Meek comes out with the ghostwriting shit, and we view his...
Yeah.
He could have had 2 classics, and we view both of them in a different light.
I made the prediction.
True.
It may not happen this year. It may happen next year, whenever. I made the prediction that his next album will be his black album, per se. He'll call it his, quote-unquote, his last one. And he's going to have a big-ass OVO fest like his Fade to Black, and it will be considered his classic. It'll probably be like 12 tracks and shit.
I would definitely not be surprised, especially just the run he's had.
And then go into acting.
Yeah, just the run he's had since the story of Adidon. Because he has had a run in the past year.
This year, he's rebranding. He's got a low-key rebranding.
Yeah, so in the past year, I would not be surprised if he does drop a project that, even if it's not universally viewed as a classic, if it's one of them joints where it actually has to make you think if it is, to me, he's already on the right path. And that would be the real testament of his career, because I always feel that in anything, whether it's music, sports, everyday life, your best and your most critical work comes after you face adversity. The story of Adidon was his adversity. And like we said around this time last year, we thought he was done in hip-hop. And he comes back with Sicko Mode, and then everything else that he did, and it's like, wow,
it was the equivalent of what happened with Hov after E3. He bounced back, gave us Blueprint 2, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to go back into the dark.
Yeah.
And he dropped Black Album.
Yep.
And then he said, I'm going to retire because I'm mad.
Right. Now, am I banking on him doing that? No, because I also feel he's realized that he has such a tight chokehold on the streaming numbers, so he could for all intents and purposes release another project that's 28 tracks.
I mean, he still has What a Time to Be Alive.
He can still go that route.
He has What a Time to Be Alive too, with Future might possibly come out this year. I don't know.
But would it surprise me if he goes for a 14-track album and really puts his all into it, and that's what we get? No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Shit, the run he's run on this year, business-wise or outside, he has his own plane. Air Drake. He made the training facility for the Raptors, with the OVO logo on it and shit.
Got a ring that I'm sure the ring is gonna have an owl somewhere.
Yeah, his Raptors
maybe engraved on on the bottom.
Yeah, his Raptors won the NBA championship.
Yeah,
he's the executive producer of a critically acclaimed show on HBO, and he's fucking released his fucking loosies he's old
released
songs.
2 projects of the past on DSPs.
Yeah, so far gone, and they are charted, and the care package is gonna go number 1.
Yeah.
And as we're talking, he's doing OVO Fest, and he has a whole Toronto out there watching him perform.
Boo! Oh, sorry, I had to.
I mean, he's having an off year. He's kicking back. He's not even on the charts like that. He has no guidance too. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he has that song with Summer Walker.
His features,
and he's low key kicking back a bit, and it's like, if I want to, I can go back on the charts when I feel like it.
He's put himself in a really good position to, whenever it's time for him to go into his album mode, he's put himself in a good position because obviously he's reached that point in his career where it's Drake. So everybody's going to, eventually when he drops, everybody's going to stop. We're going to tune in, check and see what's going on with that. But he's put himself in a very good position where it's like everything is building up to that now versus him taking a break. So now you actually kind of anticipate it, where it's like,
we anticipate.
I see what you're doing, and I'm liking what you've been doing since last May of last year.
Yeah.
Now I want to see what the growth is going to be when you come and give me a full-fledged project.
And please be mature. Please show some type of growth, because I felt he was going to show some growth after Nothing Was the Same.
No.
I thought he was going to show some growth after If You're Free, This Is Too Late.
No.
Views.
No.
And what? Scorpion.
No.
So
Hell no.
yeah, shit.
Yeah. Boy.
I'm just saying. So it's like, come on, Aubrey. Like, y'all call me the Drake hater. I want him to win. I mean, he is winning a lot.
He's winning, bro. Like, real shit. I can admit that, and I don't like the guy. But
He's
still,
winning hard.
Like, he's winning, but it's just like,
financially.
dog, when are you gonna finally do it?
Like, really,
You know what I mean?
put the stamp of, like, when LeBron
Yeah.
finally won that ring, that's when we're like, okay, we can leave him alone. Because I remember when he finally got that ring with the Heat, he was celebrating, but he had that calmness, like, finally. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's relief.
same with
All
Kevin
right.
Durant. When he got his ring, he had that relief, like, finally. I want Drake to finally have his
finally
moment.
Yeah.
Like, you guys
Yeah.
finally respect me.
That'd be cool. I still won't respect him. But
I know
that'd be
you
cool.
won't.
I'll give him a golf clap.
Want to be some shit on the next album if he did one song that ended up being like one of Martin's favorites. And
all time.
it was just like a fluke. Like, it wasn't even like it was we're banking on it, but it just something about the chords
Connected
matches with what Martin was looking for in music.
Nah, yeah.
He won't admit it.
Yeah.
I will.
No, you won't.
If
I would laugh.
No, real shit. If it happened, because I put his music on my playlist before.
Yeah.
I haven't denied when I hear a song that I like, i.e. Paris Morton from this one, you know what I mean, from the fucking Loosies.
Yeah.
I'll give him his fucking credit if I fucking really like the shit.
Yeah.
I just have not liked his shit.
Aubrey's
It's that
he's
simple.
a very polarizing artist. I'll say that for this decade. He's one of the most polarizing like artists, period, right now. How we're talking about him, his fans, and just everything that surrounds him. He's a very
As you
just-
say that, you know who he reminds me of?
LeBron.
No,
Yes.
he reminds me of. You're gonna laugh at first, but I'm gonna explain. He reminds me of O.J. Simpson.
I know exactly what you mean.
Not with the murder or anything, but it's the fact that it's
obviously.
like it's the character within the character. Like OJ's
Yeah.
portrayal to the world was a character.
Yeah.
He wasn't really like that when he was with the people he grew up with, as we saw in the documentary.
Yeah.
Where it's like this character Drake is like the best role he's played in his career. Not to say that it's not him, but it's like clearly there's like it's a portrayal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to a point where it spirals, and it seems like he's catching hold of it.
He's
now.
finally catching hold. Into
Yeah.
it, and now he's like, it's like everything's clicking for him. It's like
Right.
the more it's like he's about to get his Neo moment. Like that
Yes.
Kendrick already figured out, just to say, but he's finally getting that. I know kung fu.
Exactly.
He's finally realized, like,
Yeah.
when it clicks for LeBron, it's like, oh, I gotta do this and do that. Like, everyone's had that little adapted moment, like, oh, I gotta do this and do that. You go over here.
It's literally it's literally the moment where you're like, oh, I am that nigga. I am the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally that moment where it is.
He probably feels like that right now. He's always felt like that, but now it's really like,
Yeah.
shit, I am the shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of LeBron, him and Drake did they collaborated on
Another business move that has you
another
like,
business move.
like looking like, man, you're putting yourself in the right position. So of
Yeah.
course, LeBron has his platform, The Undisputed. Now Drake is going to be heading the Canadian division.
Yeah.
So all Canadian sports, all that files under Drake is going to be manning that. Well, obviously him not personally, he's going to have
Yeah.
people in position, but Drake is going to be heading that division.
I can't hate on this.
sense.
I can't hate on him. I honestly can't. This is what's so funny about Drake fans
funny.
that come at me. They think
Drake-
I am the biggest hater.
Drake has division. Now he's going to be heading the division.
The division. Hey.
All these damn D's keep coming back, man.
Or the.
It's division. That no the there. But the division of Undisputed, that the.
Vision, you go back in the tent.
Division dropping pretty soon.
Shit.
I
Aren't
don't
they?
know.
Yeah.
He dropped a few singles that
Well,
did
it's they.
shit.
Everybody keeps saying he, but it's technically they.
The.
That's they.
They with a Y. He with a Y. But yeah, man, it's just like, and it's funny because Drake fans got so mad at me when I did that comparison about it's like looking at practice footage for care package and shit. So they were getting on me, and I was looking at. They were fucking. I got a Drake fan jump to my DMs and shit saying you need to stop dissing Drake all the time. It's unhealthy. Why are you blocked?
Whatever.
And then another fan, I started going slide this went and said, you know what, you Drake fans. I was like, you Drake fans, I'm just looking at your avatars and you guys just look like you got put in the friend zone in your college and high school years. And when I tell you they got mad
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
Oh, they found my old YouTube page and were posting videos of me acting like a jackass when I was trying to go viral back then. They were like, you look like a fist.
What does that even mean?
They said I look like
What the fuck?
I've never a day believed that you were obsessed with Drake. Mm-hmm. But I definitely have always felt that you always wanted to. It's not even an obsession. It's more so
observation.
I wouldn't even. It's hard to explain because it's not an obsession with Drake.
It's the fans.
It's
pissing them off.
It's the perception of Drake.
Yes,
that you're always trying to dismantle.
Yeah,
but it comes across as you don't like Drake,
like Skip Bayless does with LeBron.
Yeah, except even then, like, but even then,
I like LeBron shit.
But even then, like the example that we left off last week, how because it was stupid, people were criticizing LeBron for celebrating that Bronny's games.
Oh yeah,
and all that shit.
Especially what he did.
Skip Bayless was one of the few who have criticized LeBron's game, who defended him. He's like, I would love a father like that. What the fuck's y'all problem?
Seriously.
And what's even crazy is when I do praise him, they get very quiet. They don't ever recognize it. Even when it goes viral, they get quiet, and I'm just like, I'm even on both ends. And it's like,
yeah, seriously. It's like the negative shit that you say is seen. The positive shit, nah.
I mean, it's seen.
Just like,
it gets,
and
then
just swept under the rug.
Yeah, exactly.
And some people told me I need to get off Drake's dick. He ain't that great.
Yeah, I've never felt you were
praise him though.
Yeah.
Like, what the
I've never
fuck?
felt you were obsessed with him. Now, could it have bordered obsession with stopping the perception? Sure. And to that, I would say you're fighting a full uphill battle because you're not going to change. And just an example, you're not going to change the perception of a 25-year-old who grew up
18-year-old.
Here's an example. A 25-year-old who grew up in Toronto and never saw anybody from Toronto on TV before Drake.
True. I can understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
aspect,
imagine if we saw Mac Dre become more than what he was on a national scale, how we would feel about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because we already feel he's one of the greatest in the Bay Area.
That would be
but imagine if he made it across to national status without the name drops from all the rappers who pay homage to him.
Right.
We would definitely, you couldn't tell us shit about Mac Dre.
But
It's the same way.
I know,
same
but
idea
it's
with
just
Drake.
weird when you see like a little skinny ass nigga from LA.
Of course. Now, for the people who were in the Thank Me Later documentary, like the nigga with the braids that kept crying at the sight of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Powerful
Those are the niggas.
Those are funny.
Those are the ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that come at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously.
Those are funny. I tune in all the time to your feed to look at that shit.
I know, because sometimes I just look at their avatar and it's just, and it'd be like, oh my God. And I just like, I look at this one dude was looking like Jack Skeleton. He was skinny as fuck with a fucking afro. And he was saying some shit like, you fucking weird, you get no bitches. And I looked at him like,
looking like a used Q-tip.
oh my God. It was like so many, it was like a layup. It was like, how can I dunk on you? And it was just in the air in slow motion.
So,
like,
microphone check.
Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
Looking like, ooh, you're too easy.
Like, I could just say this. Like, I could just say this. I could just say that. But it's just, never mind. I just walk away. And then other ones they're funny. That's all I could say.
God bless them.
God bless those Drake fans, man. God bless you guys. Every single one of you.
Yeah.
Pusha's still better. Kendrick's better. So fuck you.
Fuck.
But Aubrey, congratulations.
And there go your mentions.
But hey, man, when it comes to all that, all jokes aside, man, I don't know. No, the only person I can feel that can re-release an album like that is Kanye with Good Friday.
I can think of that comes to mind.
I don't know.
Definitely.
Nobody else.
As far as like actually charting and doing well like that, definitely Kanye.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I said it earlier. Snoop could do it with the Puff Puff Pass Wednesday shit that he was doing, but like
not to the magnitude.
Not to charting magnitude.
To that magnitude at all.
Now, speaking of magnitudes, I warned you motherfuckers about NF. Yeah. I told you guys 1 month ago when I stumbled on him, y'all need to watch out for him. But did you guys listen to me?
No.
I didn't think he was gonna be Chance.
I don't think he thought he was gonna be Chance.
We thought Chance was winning. Like he was projected to go #1, but his fans just came together like Voltron, like the Holy Spirit, because and that's a Christian rapper, came together.
Wow.
Came together.
That didn't even connect at first.
Hey. Came together and said, "Fuck streaming. We're just gonna buy this shit on iTunes."
Yeah.
And when you
I
went
don't know where the hell they bought the album. Because I'm sure with hardcore fans like that, you know they want physicals.
Oh,
they probably ordered it
streaming for
online.
sure.
They probably ordered it online.
Yeah,
and
I don't know where they bought them physicals, but they bought them.
and because his numbers were jumping over like the weekend, it just started like all throughout the week. His numbers were jumping, and I was keeping a close eye on this.
His pure sales
was impressive.
Numbers look like the fucking under 16 American basketball team going up against another country.
Yeah,
like that basketball score. That's what his pure numbers look like a fucking 65 to 18 type number.
Yeah.
65,000 to 18,000 for Chance.
What the
Chance's pure sales did not look what
he was relying he was relying on them streams.
Yeah. I have seen overall musicians, but in terms of rap, I haven't seen that in a long time.
They came out of nowhere.
Crazy.
Where the pure sales were just as, if not more, than the streams.
And what's crazy is
been a while.
Chance had the Prince cheat code. He had the bundle packs.
Yep.
Attached with the tickets. And I know this is not true, but he partnered with Lyft. And, you know, I listened to Bud's podcast and they put up a great point. Imagine just getting in the car and, you know, Lyft driver like, yo, I got the new Chance record. You want to listen? Okay. Pull. Just
I'll lift my ass about this car.
You listen to you listen to hip hop, bro. You walk on the street, you get the people that come up to you. Listen to hip hop, bro. Yeah. Well, I got this new album. You want to listen?
No.
And then imagine being
you want like good positive hip hop?
Sure. I just need to get to my job right now. Oh yeah, just turn it. Oh, I love my wife. I love my wife. But anyway, NF's The Search debuted at #1, selling over 124K.
Props to him.
Yeah. And Chance came in at second place for only selling over 118K.
The 6,000, man, he shot himself in the ass by waiting fucking 12 hours. Everybody was at work.
Everybody was at work when he dropped the album. And when he dropped this shit. And not only that, man, I'm still shocked. Like, I told people he had a cult following, and I'm thinking, you guys need to watch this because this is pretty. When I looked at his YouTube videos, I'm like, damn, over 2 million views. Like, he dropped his one video, it already had like over 5 million views. I was like, oh my god, this is real. And then it happened exactly as I predicted it. Everyone on Twitter was like, who the fuck is NF?
Yep.
And I was like,
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody sit calm. What's the procedure?
It's one of those moments where it was like, I love being right, but this one was too scary. It was on the nose. It was like God was trying to tell me something. You need to watch him. You need to watch. And I was telling people, y'all need to watch this boy. And then it was like a tidal wave just came, and it's like, you should have just watched him.
Yep.
Shit. And what made it even worse, because people were shitting on Chance's album, and well deserved.
Before you even continue, so the playlist is out now by the time you're hearing this. So if you haven't seen the description already, it's out.
It's there.
But last week we were putting it together just to get ready for this week, and I'm like, okay, for sure Eternal, because I like Smino's portion. Chance actually came with on that one. But then I felt so good about I Got You, which is the one that's
En Vogue
and Ari Lennox.
Because you had that
the nostalgia feel.
Right,
it's 90s.
Right.
Fam, I played that shit last night. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm joking.
No, you're not.
But when I tell you, it reminded me of a scenario like a Disney film that's about interracial families coming together, and this was the montage music that helped them realize, hey, we're not as different as we think they are. We're in this together.
That's actually a Disney movie. I forgot what it was called. But
when I heard that shit, I turned that shit all the way up. I was like, nah, nope.
It's just
nope. No, too fucking Disney for me. Nah. And it's not the good Disney. You give me Marvel Disney, I'll take it.
You take Marvel.
Star Wars Disney,
yeah.
I'm there.
But not Disney original.
No.
Not Disney Channel. Well, not the Disney Channel.
Not the Disney Channel. But
cool.
yeah, that's pretty much what. But I warned you. I was never gonna listen to this shit again.
Yeah,
so
man.
then, there's music reviews, music reaction shit on YouTube, and there's one dude named Needle Drop. I like Needle Drop. He's cool, like Anthony Fantano. And people have their some hip hop fans don't like him because he doesn't like how he rates certain albums and shit. He's infamous for giving Damn a 7 out of 10. And he gave like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy like a 6 or 7 out of 10 and shit. And people were like, "What the fuck?"
Shit,
I know.
he's a tough
Understandable.
critic.
They weren't made for him.
Oh yeah, that's what he gave to Pimp a Butterfly 10 out of 10, and he gives reasonable rates for other albums, and I'm just like, it's his opinion. I don't get mad, but every now and then there will be some albums that he'll give a 0 to, and he has different rates of zeros. There's not good, and then there's 0. There's one review he did for Kid Cudi's Speeding Bullet one, the rock one, that was terrible. He went in on that. Every now and then I just go and watch that because it's fucking hilarious how frustrated he was on this shit. It's funny to watch. When he gets the Chances album, it was just on YouTube, so I'm like, let me go watch this. I get to the end, he just shitted on it. And he just said, I have to listen to this shit again just to review it for you guys. Like, he was frustrated. He's like, the worst raps, everything's bad, so I have to give this a 0 to like 1. I was like, I don't know what to push, but I just,
That works.
I was like, he don't give out zeros to anybody. He gives out a bunch of it's not goods, but 0, that's bad. That's very, very bad. So
A couple people were giving me flack, not because I said I didn't like it, but I told him, I said, honestly, this album sounds like he prioritized the features and the overall production of it over his verses. And everybody was like, "Oh, you just talking now," and I was like, "Okay, but that's." Can't discredit my opinion. That's my side. Like that's how it came across. I was like, clearly it's not just me. Otherwise, this album would be critically acclaimed.
Right.
They would be like Coloring Book.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of that, he should just call that his album. He should have called it.
Hindsight's 2020, man.
He should just. He called it a mixtape.
Yeah.
You called it a mixtape, and that mixtape won a damn Grammy. You beat that little mixtape of yours. Won a Grammy over views. You won a bunch of the other awards, Best New Artist. You won a whole bunch of shit for that little mixtape, and you really just he dropped the ball on this so bad enough that he can't take criticism. And he went on Twitter today saying, "Yeah, people want me to kill myself for the album being bad." What?
What kind of shit
No
is
one
that?
said that. I don't know where you found that. But
I'm sure somebody said it, but it was probably one of those elephant abbeys.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those ones he had to search his name and not look at the top comments.
Yeah.
He had to go to latest comments and literally read all the comments from people that have like 3 followers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it was those who said it.
Yeah, but
as far as like big names, I haven't seen that either.
No one said everyone. Because I remember when Coloring Book dropped, he pretty much bullied him and his people bullied MTV to take down a fucking bad review of the album and shit like that. So yeah, and then after that, I remembered what he said to his day one fan when he said to suck my dick and all the pandering he was doing and shit. And where did I get you? Number 2 to a Christian rapper.
It always comes full circle.
It comes full circle. And what's even worse is that he's not going to touch that number 1 spot anytime soon.
Oh, hell nah.
Because Drake dropped. He's going to go number 1. He's going to slip down to probably number 3. Then after that, Ross is dropping. And then the other music is dropping. He ain't seen that number 1.
I mean, if you just want to know where he's going, I mean, look what happened with Beyonce's The Lion King Gift. Like, it's literally... It's going like the movie. It did what it needed to do for a couple weeks, and now it's gone.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Well, I just said all that.
Gone later today.
And Chance ain't no Beyonce.
Oh, shit. He didn't even drop videos either. That's what made it even worse. NF dropped hella videos and singles leading up to it. And he did all of that. He was on Jimmy Fallon. He did commercials with the Backstreet Boys. He did all the...
He just dropped the ball with such a great concept that could have been capitalized on. The fact that an album could have been centered around your wedding.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, who wouldn't actually want to hear that?
Yeah.
People, single people.
Nah, but even
I mean, bitter people for sure. But a concept album based on your wedding,
that'd be kind of crazy. Like,
just shrink that Keith David interlude down to like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Instead of giving I don't want to hear a Keith David monologue if it's not in the movie. I ain't turning
That
the
shit
album
was
for
literally
that.
2 minutes. That whole skit was literally like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was he dropped the ball. Sorry, Chance. So go back into the lane and watch him. He's gonna pull a kamikaze and drop a better album. Watch.
I'm just thinking of a video where it's at the actual wedding day and he does the cameos the way UGK and Outkast did for the National Players Anthem.
I was thinking that. He could have, but oh well, Chance.
Yeah.
NF, congratulations. Not gonna listen to the album again, but
2 albums I'm not going back and listening to,
but who had the better album? I mean, I guess NF.
By default. Yeah.
By default,
By default,
because they both suck.
I'm not gonna the Chance. It's just blah. NF is just not for me. So that's where it is. Sorry, Chance. And people, Busby don't bullshit. Anyway,
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
let's get on to Maybach music.
Wait, what year is this?
I know. I just had to say, yeah, 50 said, fuck them niggas. he hasn't said G in years, man. Remember back then everyone was just saying, man. Anyway.
Ross and 50 sending jabs at each other. I like that still. There's some like I said. I keep saying everything from last week, but it's usually when it comes to like hip hop feuds. If it's not embroiled in actual street beef, there should be no reason why you can't come together, eventually laugh at it, move forward.
Right.
This is street beef, so I'm not expecting them to do anything with each other. As long as it doesn't keep going back to gunplay and music, because I don't want to hear disses from them about each other at this point in their careers.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. But if they want to keep throwing jabs at each other, I'm cool with that, because this was an actual beef where motherfuckers was fighting at the BET Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunplay was whooping ass on behalf of Maybach music.
Yeah.
So Ross, of course, on his promo for fuck, I even forgot the damn Port of Miami 2.
Port of Miami 2.
Yeah, damn. I wanted to call the album Maybach music, but no, Port of Miami 2. So on his promo for that, they brought up the topic of if he would work with 50. Ross says, honestly, I'm a businessman. If 50 Cent still had value, I may have been done it, but I'm not trying to be funny. Homie just ain't that dude no more. 50 was doing an interview because Power's coming back in a couple weeks, so he's doing that promo run. They brought up that to 50, to which 50 replied, a lot of these guys, even when you make reference to music culture and stuff like that, they're one-trick ponies, so they're going to be gone. In hip-hop, when they say they say it's not what have you done for me lately, right? So you could get next to the guys that got momentum and try and survive based on that. But it's not a lot going on there. So in other words, he basically says, I wouldn't want to work with them either.
Yeah, they hate each other.
What crossed over was people mistook what Ross was saying. Because they thought he was saying 50 has no value, period. But the topic was music.
Yeah.
So in terms of music, 50 isn't what he was years ago.
No,
but that's not to say
nowhere near.
But that's not to say in entertainment he does. That's not to say in entertainment he doesn't have that. You know what I mean?
Charging. Yeah.
So in entertainment, I mean, Power's what? A top 5 series whenever it's out in terms of numbers.
And everyone sits and watches.
And he's getting ready to they just got Mary J. Blige to be a lead role for the Power spinoff.
Wow,
which is going to be, because remember the Power spinoff's about ghosts come up. So Mary J. Blige has a prominent role in that.
Why?
Which is why have you seen the new trailers for that shit?
No.
It's it's Tommy like Ghosts. It's me and Ghost. It's one of us has got to die, and the Ghost is like, I can't change what I've done, but I can change how I act now. And I'm like, fam, next year we're gonna see y'all when you guys are fucking 16 together, lovey-dovey. Like, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I don't buy this shit.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna tune in though.
Exactly, we have to watch.
Yeah,
suckers.
But in the end, it's typical what I expect from both of them.
Side note. OVO Fest is going on right now, so I'm gonna list off all the people Drake has brought out right now. He has brought out Lil Baby. He has brought out Gucci. He has brought out Da Baby.
Baby's on deck.
Yep.
More of these.
He brought out Tyga. He has brought out YG. He has brought out Popcan. He has brought out Megan Thee Stallion. He has brought out Carti. Meek Mill. Rick Ross.
Boss.
Offset and Breezy.
So far expected.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, it's over with. So he didn't bring out Kendrick. Well,
Or Cole.
yeah.
Well, Kendrick, I understand. He just became a father.
yeah.
I don't think Kendrick's leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that has to do with them personally. I think that is, he just became a father. I'm going to be with my child right now.
And Cole was just Cole.
Aren't they having another
They're
child?
having a kid too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those
and not
while-
hiding him.
So those well, I wouldn't say they're hiding them, but you know, we didn't know until after the fact with them either.
Yeah.
So they just weren't trying to. They weren't trying to capitalize off the children.
Shout out to Nigel
Well,
D for the
difference.
updates, by the way. Shout out to
Yeah,
him.
they definitely weren't trying to capitalize.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Like I said,
But-
shout out to Nigel D, by the way.
Jokes is funny and they're gonna fly and people are gonna make jokes about that. But I view those as those guys are literally in transition with children
Yeah.
and women who need the care of the father around the children while they recover. Or in Cole's wife's instance where, you know, I don't know how far along the pregnancy she is, but maybe she can't do much of anything because
Right.
she's teetering on delivery.
Yeah.
So that's how I view that.
That was just funny. I just listed all that. He brought out that person, and no Kendrick and Cole.
Cardi and Meg, it doesn't shock me, but
But
considering
no
the...
Nicki, though. I just realized he did not bring
Yeah,
out
I
Nicki.
was
Considering
gonna
that
say that
Nicki
shit.
factor, that's why I was
Yeah.
telling you I don't think she can play Meg the way that people are trying to perceive it.
That I think. It's only how I'm thinking. How
Yeah,
I view it.
like I feel like Meg is an alpha
Yeah.
herself. I don't think Meg is a follower. I think Meg, people may see that what she did with Nicki as bowing down, but I view that as Meg's just paying the cost to eventually become the boss.
Dude, Nicki has to feel a type of way. I think that's the first time he has not brought out Nicki.
Because you know, if Meg and Cardi are in the same vicinity, why wouldn't they communicate and talk with each other behind the scenes,
That's true.
backstage?
That's just wild that he did not bring out Nicki at this. That's just damn. Oh well, fuck her. Let's move on.
Well then.
That was an OVO Fest update. Yeah.
Reports confirm that Pusha T was not.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And that is the illogical sense contribution of reporting.
That Pusha T was not invited.
All right.
Yeah.
Good
He
job,
was not
guys.
there with the other these.
Was the other not the.
Yeah. Pusha T was not there with No confirmation on if Pusha the was
T
there.
was there, but T was. Anyway, Glasses Malone. He done pissed off everybody with the whole Tupac Must Die viral clip. Didn't piss me off. Didn't piss off JC or Martine. Because we all
Again,
have
the
a
only
brain.
thing-
We all have a brain.
Only thing he did with me is he just disappointed me a little by it seemed like clickbait when I know Glasses' pedigree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just seems like that was the only
And when he did,
Like he was chasing.
Yeah.
He did an interview with the Breakfast Club, and you told me to watch. You told us to watch. I watched it, and how he was explaining it, I completely understood where he was coming from. Exactly where he was coming from, because he said he was just in character. But I was like, you have too much of an old school mentality, because I got it. I got it from
course,
jump,
yeah.
because I know exactly what he was doing. But everyone else is stupid.
We come from the era where it was mandatory that on anything you were doing, we at least needed to hear some reporting and we needed to hear some storytelling.
And he
It didn't mean the whole song had to be that, but for like 4 bar, we needed a painted imagery of what was going on in your world.
Yeah.
It comes from that era.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how what he was saying, because there were 2 points I took away from this interview, which was he made a great point when he was talking about himself in comparison with Rick Ross. Which was Ross as great of he's a great rapper. And he's stood the test of time this decade.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah,
commended
no,
for that. But he brought up a good point. He goes, Ross's name comes from an actual drug dealer.
Yeah.
Ross and his music, in one of the intro tracks, there's a voicemail of his bank account having $96 million.
I remember that
and
one.
It doesn't go that high.
Mastermind.
Can't put that in a regular bank account. Yeah. And then on top of that, he says, I owe, who's the drug dealer?
Noriega.
Noriega. I met the real Noriega and I owe him 100 favors. And what the point, if he wasn't to downplay Ross, but what he was saying was, here I am, I've actually lived this gangbanging life. I'm still affiliated with it, but my reality doesn't match up to this fantasy that a rapper like Ross has created, so the fans don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So what I started thinking about was this idea that the fantasy has been over sensationalized to the fact where your real life don't look like the fantasy. We ain't believing you.
That's exactly.
Like, look how ass backwards we got.
That's exactly how I felt about Ross when he first came out. When the whole CO shit came out, my first response was just like, he should just admit that was him and he had to do what he had to do and fess up to it and just live on. But he spent so much time trying to just deflect it and not go at it head on. And I'm like, dude, why are you doing this shit? Like,
see, and to me, that's why.
That's even though was back then.
Even though I didn't care about the CO. It was just the fact that he was just the deflection was like, you should have just went with it. Because if you really know much about COs is really some of the best criminals in the fucking jailhouse. Yeah, they get shit in. They move it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have added to just said that.
If Ross would have just said that, like, yeah, I had to help niggas back there. I had to make some money. I helped some jail. I did some dirt over there. If he would have just said some shit like that, I'd be like, all right. But the fact that he kept thinking that was something bad and he just kept deflecting and acting more like his gimmick, it was like, man, I watch wrestling a lot, man. Just say this and just move on. But he just couldn't do it. No?
Yeah, it was the kayfabe.
Hey, you get it. Kayfabe. Yeah. Hey, you know that term. You know that term, right?
Not a clue.
Storyline wrestling.
Pretty much wrestling. It's a wrestling term.
The reality, the universe.
The universe.
Their created universe.
Their created universe. You said kayfabe. I like it. You get it.
Fam, I am a wrestling fan. I keep telling you, it's just
But you never said that.
The product.
It's the first time I heard you say that. I get it.
So you didn't believe I was a wrestling fan?
No. But you never dropped those. I never hear those terms that come out of your mouth. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I don't know all the terminology, but I was watching that shit since I was a little kid.
I'm a wrestling fan at heart. It's just what they've done with the product over the last decade.
I get it.
I can only take New Day, like, you know what I'm saying, like
even then.
Even then it's like
I know. SummerSlam's on Sunday.
Yeah.
I have to watch.
I know.
Just like how you had to watch that What was that Tupac
I'll probably
movie?
be over.
What, in my room?
Yeah.
My room is really small.
You could probably come over then.
Probably. I'll probably bring some fucking chicken.
Just bring the password.
I'll bring the chicken.
That's fine. I'll have my Pokeball.
I'm a big guy. Look at Larissa.
Nah, she won't be involved. She won't be involved.
Fucked up.
Have some of this goodness graciousness. She's like a dog. Like,
I would advise you not to do that.
Yeah, seriously.
I would advise you not.
No, don't do that shit.
I'm evil.
Don't do that.
There's one thing I will say about my girl, and I have been in a position where I don't have to view all of that because I treat her very differently from her past. But she is a fighter.
I know. She looks
you do that, she will swing on you.
I know.
Without even
and I'll
thinking.
just laugh. I'll just hit me. You just shook it wrong. You have nothing.
That's all you need to do is just make fun of her. The next thing you come home to a brand new TV with a fucking baseball bat in the middle of it.
Damn.
In the middle of NFL Sunday.
Damn.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
it'll be worth it.
When Garoppolo throws for 500 yards and the game-winning touchdown,
I'll just be like, it was worth it. But did you eat your chicken?
No.
How did we get here? Wrestling. SummerSlam.
Whoa, we have to go way back.
I know. Fake shit. 50. Yeah. Glasses Malone. Ross. Yeah. Rap shit. Yeah. There you go.
He was making some great points.
Oh, he made a lot of great
points.
Now,
the unfortunate thing is that I guess when he went to some other radio station, they brought up R. Kelly, and then he just sounded completely on the fucking other side, and it was like, man. I didn't even watch the interview. I just saw the comments, and I was like,
what did he say?
It was defending.
Oh. Yeah. He did the same thing with Fab when they were live with each other.
Yeah. So So I was glad I saw this one where it was they kept it strictly on music. Because the second point he brought up that's been a heavy debate is Tupac and Snoop.
Let me put a disclaimer. I am young. I mean, I'm 31, but I remember when I was young when Pac and Snoop were pretty much at their peak and shit. I didn't really watch MTV like that and all the damn time, so I don't know that much. I just saw Tupac a lot on the news for the wrong reasons, obviously, and I saw Snoop just with Dre a lot. So I'm just gonna back out of this. Y'all need to talk.
Obviously, I'm younger than you.
No. Oh yeah, you are.
I am.
Yeah.
It's not an opinion.
No.
That is a
Just turned
fact,
32
sir.
No,
months ago.
I thought you meant obviously I'm older.
No, I'm younger than you.
Yeah.
But I am a deep historian when it comes to everything Death Row related.
Yeah, I know for a fact on that.
And like we're literally talking about a rapper who was on what I consider the greatest hip hop label, and my favorite rapper of all time. So I would be, yeah. So what he was saying was that, of course, we know that Pac has become, and
martyr.
Snoop too. They've become these global icons.
Pac's more of a martyr.
I was gonna say,
Pac's
definitely a martyr.
globalism has just been different in how they viewed because, of course, he's been a martyr.
Right.
Snoop, on the other hand, has become just
a household.
the greatest rapper that has transitioned, not rapping in terms of rapping, but the greatest rapper to market himself in whatever he does.
Snoop
Easy
is
call.
at that point he could do whatever the fuck he wants. He could wake up and be like, I'm gonna make a reggae album and rename myself Snoop Lion.
And
He did it.
No, he did it.
I know. I'm saying nope because I was just like, don't ever do that.
Hey, it wasn't
He
bad.
woke up and said he wanted to do a cooking show with Martha Stewart.
And he did that.
Did that.
And the funny thing was that Martha Stewart was the convicted criminal in that relationship.
Hey, but they hella played on that shit during the commercials.
Yeah.
And shit.
He woke up and said, you know what? I'm gonna make a TV show on MTV. Did that.
Yep.
Said I'm gonna make a game show on TBS. Did that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna make a gospel album. Did that. I'm
Did
just
he
gonna
win a
drop
Grammy
a
on that shit?
album, huh?
Didn't he win a Grammy for that fucking? For
I'm
the
sure
gospel
there
album?
was
Probably. And I'm gonna make a country album. Did he make a country album? Oh, he's working on a country album. Yeah, he did that.
no, but he did hit points on ego tripping.
Yeah.
See?
So there's that.
So what I'm saying is that obviously they're both big time icons.
But we talk about back in the 90s.
Now what Glasses was bringing up was at the point in their primes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said Snoop was the rapper. A lot of Pac fans got pissed off at that. I was not one of them. Because in reviewing my history, Glasses was right.
Yep.
So this is the picture paint because as Busby was saying off air and even on air, I remember him being in the news and movies and everywhere seeing him, which is true. But what Glasses was getting at was Pac was the guy where it was like, oh, who's that guy on Digital Underground? That was cool. And then about a year later, it was, oh, that's the guy that did Brenda's Got a Baby? That's the same guy? Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
When Snoop came on Deep Cover,
Who the fuck is
everybody stopped and was like, who
Everybody.
the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Because he just brought something so different. And from Deep Cover all the way to Pac's death, anything and everything Snoop got on, it was mandatory.
I will say this though, because I remember rereading Dre's Source interview post Death Row when he was free from Death Row and shit, and him and Pac were like beefing.
That March issue.
Wow, how the
Come on, man. Come on.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because Pac dropped All Eyes on Me, and this again. There's certain events. I get it. Pac dropped All Eyes on Me a week before my brother's birthday to the date.
Okay.
February 13th. My brother's birthday is February 20th.
Okay.
So that helps out with my history.
Okay.
Now, of course, Dre was involved with that. Dre left a month later, and after that, that's when Pac, and if you notice in interviews, it's all after that where he started going at him. That's how I remember it was
I
March.
just remember Pac, I reread the interview, like when Straight Outta Compton came out, I remember I reread the interview that Dr. Dre did on The Source, and he was literally sending shots at Pac, but it was shots, but it was so matter-of-fact shots, and he just said flat out, they keep saying that Pac is the star of Death Row. Nah, Death Row is Snoop. When Snoop goes, that shit's gone.
Yeah.
And he said it so matter-of-factly, it was just like, wow, he was okay. And he said that when Pac was still alive and he was beefing, I'm like, damn. And then Pac did, what's it called on Machiavelli? Second track? Toss it up. Third track. Toss it up.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we took your beat. Just out of pettiness.
And then in To Live and Die in L.A., just randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, like,
what?
It's like California Love without gay ass Dre. I was like, whoa.
all right.
Oh, all right.
Alright.
Shit. But the rises, Snoop always just had a bigger rise. Now that's not to say Pac wasn't visible. Like he was clearly there.
Yeah.
So no, that's not what they're saying. They were just on so many different levels.
Yeah.
Like it took Pac getting on the Above the Rim soundtrack. If you really think about it.
Musically,
because Pour Out a Little Liquor.
Oh yeah,
was really that one because it made sense. He had the backing from Death Row. It was a Death Row related song, so they pushed it.
Right.
Interscope, as dope as they was, and I Get Around, and obviously, so I'm not trying to discredit.
Yeah,
that.
there's classics on classics. Like,
Right.
That's just what it is.
So I'm not trying to discredit that. It's the perception of how big were they. Because at that time, I Get Around wasn't fucking with gin and juice.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Like, it wasn't. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's not. It's just, that's the reality of it was. Snoop was literally dropping records that were changing the perception of West Coast rap.
Yeah, he was.
Like, Pac still had that East Coast production sound with him.
Yeah.
So, and that's nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm. Now, another way to talk about it is that Snoop, when he was going through the murder trial, obviously the world flocked to him to protect him, but when Pac was going through the rape bullshit accusation, they left his ass stranded.
He was public enemy number one.
You only do that for somebody who is you regard as the top dog. Mm-hmm. Pac was always viewed as this underdog that was like, that's why he won the rebel. That's why he won the respect of everybody. He was like this little underdog that kept, like an Al Iverson.
He was the underdog from the streets.
The rebel of the underground. He called himself like that.
Right.
He was the rebel.
Now, in Pac's, it's really a base of what Pac was going through that kept rising to the top. Notice how it was, he was having these dope records, but it was when he was in jail that Me Against the World shot to how it did. Mm-hmm. He was in jail.
Then he got out.
All Eyes on Me, he just formed up with Death Row. So everybody grabbed this first one out of jail with new label backing. 7 Day Theory, it's the project that he finished. It was supposed to be 2 months after he's dead.
It was supposed to be a mixtape.
So when you focus on those 3 albums, why people were gravitating towards them, it wasn't solely based on the music. It was everything that had to do with it. When it was Doggy Style, motherfuckers ran to Doggy Style based off what Snoop did with the Chronic.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Oh my.
When Murder Was the Case, the soundtrack dropped. Motherfuckers ran to that shit. I'm still pissed off that's not on DSPs.
Yeah, seriously.
Motherfuckers ran to that shit. And for a fucking 18-minute short film.
Yeah.
Man, go on.
When Dog Food, even though Dog Food is a Dog Pound album, the mere fact that Snoop, those were viewed as kind of his proteges, even though they all grew up with each other with the homies. It was the Snoop factor.
Yep.
So that's why it was. I was shocked by Tupac fans. I'm like,
but
yo, you can't rewrite history.
Here's the thing: those Pac fans don't have the knowledge like you have about the upbringing, especially with Death Row. So you got to remember when they're looking at Pac, they're looking at just the shit they see in the documentaries, how they feel what he did do nothing wrong. Because if you really think about it, the day he got shot the last time, he beat up some nigga, took his chain, then the nigga said "fuck you," and then
oh my God,
boom. Yeah. And I'm like, well, he talked shit, got his hand, jumped somebody,
and went out guns blazing,
and the end. Yeah. So. Pac is still he is, in my opinion, one of the greatest artists of all time, no debate.
Are you talking about artists overall, you're saying? Or?
To me. I agree. Rapper-wise, is my favorite. Yeah, I'm not When it comes to my favorite, he is by far one of the greatest of all time.
Okay.
But yeah, one of the greatest of all time.
See, I always say this, I've come to the conclusion over the last few years that Jay is for sure, he's my GOAT. But Tupac's always going to be my favorite.
Pac is in a whole other realm. You know what I mean? He's just you can't even put him on the list. It's he's up there with the Jordans and the Bob Dylan, not Jordans, Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan.
Pac you have to take out of rap.
Yeah,
hip hop. Yeah. You have to put him up with all and the same thing with Michael. Michael isn't he's the king of pop, but you don't compare him with the other pop.
Right,
Prince is Prince, but you don't.
That's just Prince. Solo entity.
He's literally the purple one that you have to put over here.
It's like
Bob Marley,
right?
Jimi Hendrix.
Exactly.
Hov represents rap and shit, and maybe one day, we take him out and put him there. But
I think what it comes down to is Hov just has to let the music age, and he has to stop rapping. Because what's going on is that it's nothing bad. We've seen over the years it's been amazing. But it's when you add to your catalog, people still have to hold you there.
Versus you're not in the Hall of Fame yet.
With Pac, I don't even talk to him he's number one on my book. But when it comes to list, I don't even put them there. I just put him over there. Yeah. I put him up there with the these.
Oh yeah. It makes me
that's
me
the
really,
easy number one.
Yeah. It makes me really very intrigued at how Nipsey's going to be
That's going to be
down the
interesting
line.
years down the line. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Because again, he was always well respected during his time on Earth. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything bad about Nipsey during his time on Earth.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's what happens after death, life after death.
No pun intended.
That what now it's become. Now they're building that. What they're building the tower.
Oh yeah, the Nipsey Hussle tower and shit. Yeah.
So it's just it's always unfortunate that it takes death
for them
to catapult you way past.
Yeah.
But in some aspects,
true.
like Big Crit was saying in one of his interviews, which is, my name represents. I'm not supposed to see my effects. I'm just supposed to push myself, and everybody else is supposed to,
respect it,
bask in the beauty of what I've done. But I'm not supposed to see it. My job is to work, and give you that when I'm gone.
Right.
So it's literally it's both sides of the coin.
Right.
Now, we'll talk about lists. So early this morning, this Monday morning before we recorded, a little podcast. Where are they from?
This is the Brew Podcast.
Yeah, so the Brew Podcast
in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati decided to, try to get some traction up. And hey, we're a podcast we want to come up to and all that, and we get it. So they decided to drop their top 50 greatest rappers of all time. And they said, yep, let's argue. And you see their top 50, and
there's definitely some stuff to argue.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
Not from me, because every list is just whatever, but
it's subjective.
Well, I would say this.
I'll give it that.
The P.
For us, who, have logical stances that this is your list, I would say our arguments would be more so evaluations.
Yeah, let's evaluate this.
Yeah, versus motherfuckers seeing it and then, you must be out your motherfucking ass.
Oh my God! Okay.
Y'all motherfuckers on that shit.
Oh my God! Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's powerful niggardry at work.
And that's what happened on today.
I
madness.
Everything was cool. I was like, whatever, until I saw who was at their. I think it's more their top. Is it their top? No, it's not their top 10.
It's number 3
the
that
top
sets
10
it all
is kind
off.
of crazy.
No, this is number 3.
Well, I mean,
it's really number 3 that just sets it all off.
Yeah, that's the fire starter for sure.
Because the top 10, you can still make arguments just based on certain criteria.
Okay, let's just go. Number 1, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, Nas. Number 3, Joe Budden. Hold up.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my God!
What? Wait, whoa.
What kind of shit is that?
I just got to please right past it. Number 3, Joe Budden. Hold up. What? I like Joe, but
No.
and that's where it stops for me.
That is literally a list where I would have to ask them, what's your criteria? Because it's clearly, it's not just, it's so random, and not random in the sense of it's you guys are random, you guys suck. It's literally like you think you have a grasp on what the criteria is, and then it comes to one name comes out and it's like, wait, that doesn't match. How are they doing this?
This nigga has Drake over T.I., Raekwon, Twister, Method Man, and Eminem. Okay.
Well, because I think it's a group of 4.
No, I'm looking at Drake. They have Drake at 23.
Pac at 15.
And his name's Pac.
And it's
not
Pac.
yeah.
Not Tupac, not T.U.
Not Tupac.
Or
not
T. Or the.
Or the.
No these.
No these. But Pac.
Pac.
Over. It's kind of like one of those just like.
Boy.
You didn't even see it with my fingers.
I saw the hand motion and I knew.
Yeah.
Boy.
They have Kendrick at 10. I guess they got Kendrick high. That's nice. But you have Drake over T. I'm looking at Drake. They have Drake at 23 over T.I., Raekwon, Twista, Method Man, and Eminem, and Prodigy. Most Def.
Ice Cube's way too fucking low.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that one.
Ice Cube's they got Killer Mike ahead of Ice Cube.
Wait, stack bundles?
That's exactly where I'm like, okay, how this is purely based off of lyricism.
Huh?
Like literally.
So they have Drake over.
Bro, even if it's purely off of lyricism, why is Black Thought below Joe Budden? I mean,
I know. That's like. So then it got me thinking, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I think a good question everybody should ask isn't based on this. It's you really should just start asking people, what's your criteria? Because for me, I'll explain this.
You're a criteria first. I'll tell
I'm
you
a very criteria person.
Mm-hmm. We can tell.
And again, I utilize my lists. I use everything and try to take it to go back to sports because it's just easier that way.
Yeah.
You can explain it easier that way.
For sure.
So when I look at my list when it comes to hip hop, I have 2 lists. I have a best rappers list, a best lyricist list. For me, the lyricist list, it doesn't. I'm not taking albums into accord. Don't get credit. It's basically who is the rapper where I can take them, I can put them anywhere up against any other rapper, and I know they're gonna get busy.
Yeah.
That's how I do my lyricist list.
That makes sense for mine.
Which is basically like street ball. I could take any player who is from like Kobe. I could take him and put him in the rucker, and I know he's gonna dog every motherfucker out there. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need a structure. He doesn't, and you know, vice versa. I can take him and put Kobe anywhere in his prime, and he's gonna kick your ass.
Pretty much.
Versus my rappers list, that is based on the actual products, the albums.
They all impact, all that shit.
To a lesser degree, your sales, because I have to view that. Like, that's kind of like your MVPs type stuff. Like, you know, all that. Yeah. The sales.
Your rings. Your classics.
Your, what is it? Your flow. How you flow differently on your albums. How the albums flow. Just
how
everything.
Long your longevity, all that shit.
The actual rapper, like, it doesn't just stop from the rapping. It's everything that goes with the marketing. So basically, a rap artist, not just the rapper, but the rap artist.
They have Killer Mike over Ice Cube.
That's how I do mine. And so every time I put a list out, and people look at it and they're tripping, like, oh no, he's a better lyricist. I'm like, yeah, I know, but
you should just say, fuck you, it's my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I don't put. That's why Andre 3000 isn't in my top 10, just based off of solo albums.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The solo albums. Lyricist, Andre 3000 is in my top 10. Might even if I really sat down and did it, he's probably in my top 5. But in terms of rappers, I need to know you can carry a solo.
Yeah.
It's different when it's a tag team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you can kick ass with your boy, or in some aspects, if it's a woman group, with your girl. I didn't know you could do this shit by yourself.
Right.
I didn't even know you that same assassin, and you ain't feeding off of your partner.
Yeah. For me, it's just my top 5 is just based off my favorites, and it's like I can name them all, and I know I have confidence in them. Like at first, if I take Pac out, take Pac out and put him over
Yep.
My top four was M, Hove, Nas, and Kanye. Now, and the top 5 was always kind of just like, maybe I could put Drake there, or maybe I could put some. Because I always kind of started liking someone's catalog, and then they just do something to just fuck it up, and it's like, nah. First I was like, maybe a Immortal Technique, nah. No. Then I was like, maybe Charles Hamilton, I liked him, nah. No. Then I was just like, maybe Drake, nah. Somebody else, and then it just turned into fucking Kendrick Lamar, and that's my top 5. It's just pretty much, I can look at my top 5, and I'm just like, that's who my top 5 is, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. I don't care about what critics say. That's my list. That's my criteria.
Your top 5 is literally your starting 5.
My starting 5, and I am completely confident in them.
Yeah.
That they will wash you.
Yeah.
They will wash. And everyone else's favorite rappers, I'm completely confident they will wash you on the track when they feel like it.
Unless it's the same, then...
Unless if they're going against each other, if they're featured, then it's just like
stalemate.
I'll just
Oh my God!
fuck it. You know. But that's my shit.
Lyricists, I have 2 lists as well, man. It's lyricists and rappers, but in a different view, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, the lyricists, it's just completely, fully about the way they use their words, the way they flip them, you know what I mean? The metaphors,
it's all that. It's the technical art.
Exactly, the technical art.
Yeah.
The rappers, it could be anything from, and to me, like I said, it's different than yours. You include the sales and all that. Like, to me, it's the classics.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
I just factor those in because that lets me know were you really on top of the game at that time.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Were you as popular as they perceive you?
Right, but that's why I use like the classics in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's kind of where you would put or rank people.
And it's like
and then the flow. The flow is number 1 for a rapper.
Yeah. Everyone on your list has to have at least 3 or more classics on their belts.
I give mine 2.
Or 2, yeah.
I'll say 2.
Like one, like they always say one could have been those you got it, but let's see if you can do it. 2 for me is like, there's no need to question anymore. Like 1 was fluke, but another one, you got it.
Like people question me with M, but if I say Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem show, they're like, okay, yeah, you got me there. Yeah, Hove, it's like obvious. Nas,
you can feel however you want to feel about Slim Shady LP, but those 2 fucking albums.
Yes. Yeah. It's like you can't deny those. You talk about Hove, it's like
Hove got a fucking classic in every decade.
5 of them
since he started.
Yeah, Nas, he has like 2 or 3. Kanye, come on. Kendrick, come on. I mean, like, damn. And Kendrick is like he's damn near 29, almost hitting 30, and he has like arguably 4 classics under his belt, 5 if you count Section 80. That is wild, and that's undeniable. So,
I mean, Kendrick for me, all the albums hit. I like comparing Kendrick's discography to Vince Carter's dunk contest.
Oh, yeah, you always say that.
Yeah, where it's just like it's literally its own world. Mm-hmm. Like for me, it's
a run.
Yeah, for me, it's Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, and Spit Butterfly are classics. 2 of them are for sure like bona fide classics. Yeah, I really like Damn. Damn to me is just it's the elbow dunk.
Yeah, you say that
where it's like you don't realize what the fuck happened until you really look like, wait, what the fuck? Huh? Yeah. Like, Damn just sounded good until you get to that final one and realize, wait, what?
And he just hanging there like, yeah, I did that shit.
Gotcha, bitch.
Elbow in the rim.
Yeah.
Shit. I just fucked your head up already.
Now, it would really become that Vince Carter analogy if this one is literally he just jumps ahead of the free throw line with the 2 hands and just dumps it.
Yeah. Like,
I'm done.
Well,
bye.
Here we go. Later.
Yeah. Where it's not necessarily a classic, but it's just one of those like, all right, now you're just doing this to be a fuck you.
Whole ass.
He's just doing this to be an asshole.
You just did this to get the points. Yeah. For sure. I got it.
And you can't even, it's like one of those albums like you can't even diss. It's like because I'm telling you right now, I'm kind of comparing him kind of like the LeBron, how the LeBron fans look at Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You know, they're waiting for Steph to fuck it up, which he has, but they're looking like Drake fans are waiting for Kendrick to fuck it up. They're waiting to say, he's not as good as y'all say he is. But they just can't do it.
I mean, bro, he started out 3 for 3, or if you want to call it 4 for 4. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good Kid, Mad City off top.
Drake went 0 for a lifetime. Unless he gets a classic, you know what I mean?
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like with Damn, like we're talking about classics. We're not even talking about the fact that the albums are good.
Yeah,
great, so superior. Like Damn is still a superior album. It's just to me, it's just not up there to what he did before. But that's nothing. Yeah.
That's nothing against
bad.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The same thing can be said about Drake's catalog. No, I don't feel he has a classic, but there's still about 2 or 3 for sure. I'm looking at like still some pretty good ass albums. 2 for sure where I'm looking at. Damn, you just missed it by just that much.
It's like that tip. It's like doop, doop, and no.
Yeah, so it's like in terms of
the Sixers.
So in terms of the classic community, it's like okay, may seem like shade, but if I'm comparing Drake
classic
to everybody else, like
classic community. I like that term, classic community. Yeah, you're not allowed here, bro. You can build a house like over here, but.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that. Charles Barkley ain't got no rings, but I dare somebody to say Charles Barkley was weak. Charles Barkley used to average fucking 24 and 10.
Yeah, seriously.
Whatever the fuck he was averaging.
Something. Anyway, but speaking of the list, I didn't really care. They have Busta Rhymes way too low. They think 50 Cent is okay. Okay, they think 50 Cent is better than Busta Rhymes at rapping. Okay. Let's just go before I just stupid. NBA.
That list wasn't the only one that was pissing people off.
Yeah.
So the NBA released their all-decade teams for this decade, the 2010s.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't upset with it because I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, let me remember history.
We saw where Kobe was at.
Yeah, Kobe's on the 3rd team, and I'm like, what? No, wait a minute. That is right, because 2 seasons combined, he played 41 games. Mm-hmm. So that looks all right. But boy, when I tell you, the Kobe stands.
What would Kobe stands be called? The Mambas?
I don't know.
Mamba Lights?
Don't know.
See, because you got legit Kobe fans like Martine and I.
Yes.
And you got dumbass Kobe fans, who I refer to as Kobe-tards.
Kobe tards. So you got LeBron sexuals,
like
Kobe cards.
Like there is a community that pushed this Kobe narrative where I'm like, fam, it wasn't like that. Chill out.
He wasn't God.
Yeah, like come on now. Like we know I know what you're trying to do because he gets disrespected, but don't do that because now you're doing him a disservice.
I'm just saying,
and doing way too much.
Yeah,
it's just
way too much.
It's just at that because you pointed this out. Like Kobe is by far the most disrespected
easily
legend
top 3,
on the timeline and just in Sports Center, all that shit. He is low key. He's really disrespected because. And what did you say? Because he mimicked Jordan way too much, damn near mirrored everything.
Well, it was more than that.
Yeah, you said something.
I mean, you know.
Well,
Colorado.
I was gonna say there was a saying in Colorado. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah,
Colorado didn't help, and the fact that he was in interrogation and said I should have paid him like Shaq.
Yeah,
that didn't help. So you know what I'm saying? Like
the
same way you perceive Drake outside of the booth
Kobe
is how people perceived Kobe outside of the court.
He was the bad guy for
so,
me.
You know what I'm
also
saying?
a lot of people call him a bad teammate because all he would do is shoot and fucking be drilling his teammates in practice. You know what I mean? Like,
well, at least he did.
It is what it is, though, man.
He did it in your face, but then at the same time, it's like you say he mirrored Jordan too much, but because he mirrored Jordan too much, he got 5 rings. And it's just like that's why I stopped and just like I just don't want to make sense.
Oh, but Shaq carried him. Look at the numbers.
Yeah,
seriously.
So yeah, from that, but I mean, I have no issues with this list. So all decade first team, of course, it's going to be LeBron. I have no problem with that. Of course, it should be Kevin Durant. I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
the best shooter in the fucking NBA, Steph Curry. I really don't have no problem with that.
God's my player. You call him.
James Harden, okay, we could have a conversation about that, but I mean,
just sit him on the
numbers
bench
wise.
When the time gets near,
numbers wise, you can't discredit it. That's why I'm not going to go against it.
And then the Android board man.
Yeah, you can't say nothing about Kawhi.
You can't say shit about Kawhi.
The only thing you can say about Kawhi is you haven't seen enough.
Yeah,
that's the only thing you can say about Kawhi. His downfall is he hasn't done enough. Yeah. Even though he's won 2 titles.
I'm about to say, man. He won 2 titles and he fucking.
What I'm saying is
the Warriors that 1 year.
No. What I'm saying is the early portions of his career. Remember, he was averaging like 7 points or something like that 1 year, 11 points. Like obviously, he had to build up to get there. But that's what I'm saying. That's like his only flaw, which is he had to build up compared to these guys. They came in the fucking decade and they're like ready to go.
Well, the decade, yeah. I was thinking
because
Harden, but
James Harden, he was in his second year.
Yeah,
he was already
exactly.
Yeah. So there's the first team. The second team, Chris Paul, who I kind of see as a tweener because he started midway through the last decade, so it carried over. So I'm not mad at it. Anthony Davis for sure.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook for sure. The only one I could see where you could kind of move Kobe is with Melo. But even then, I'm like, Melo still brought it. Like, again, those 2 years when Kobe only played 41 games, like...
Yeah, Melo didn't
stop. 82 games a year. So he basically, he played a quarter of those 2 years. Like, you have to take that into account.
Yeah.
And then Blake Griffin. I could see Wade going ahead of Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Only because even with Wade sacrificing during the LeBron years, Wade was still the best shooting guard.
Yeah, he was still better than Griffin.
And I say that because Kobe went down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe went down, so somebody has to take that role. And that was Wade.
Unless they're going just 2 guards, 1 center, 2
That's
forwards.
what I thought until I saw the third team and I was like, well wait, the third team's there's no point guard, but okay. But the third team is LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm not mad at it. Of course, Wade, Kobe, Giannis for sure. I'm not mad at because he's now ascending, and then Paul George because he has been a consistent presence throughout. So
even then, like it still is 2 guards, 2 2 forwards and a center.
Yeah, but
it's just
that was some shit where I was like, all right, y'all overreacting at the wrong thing. Overreacting when they disrespect Kobe.
You should know how social media is, man. I saw it and just kept scrolling.
Kobe had 7 years this decade. 2 of them were literally 41 games combined, so I don't even count those 2. And then the last year was, okay, sorry, Kobe, we couldn't bring you anybody to try to, get you out with a bang. So we're just going to give you a farewell tour.
A victory lap.
I don't even count that farewell tour. The motherfucker was putting up 30 shots a game, getting 15 points. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was
for that last game,
right? The last game made it all worthwhile, but it was getting up to that last game where it was
it was a chore to watch.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Just be honest, like it was a chore to watch.
Yeah, it was. I felt bad for you guys.
Now, if we were talking about 2000s Kobe and he got third team, yeah, we got a problem.
Then we got an issue.
We got a fucking problem.
2000 Kobe was.
But 2010's Kobe, yeah, he started the decade off with a title, but look how it just went unfortunate. That's all.
Yeah.
What else is going on for unfortunate? Speaking is Melo went to First Take.
That was sad to watch.
That was man, bro.
That was sad. I didn't watch it.
I did not.
I saw the clips.
Oh man, fam. That was rough.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
That was rough.
That powerful niggardry at
You might as well
work
got on his hands and knees, looked at the camera and said, please, somebody sign me.
Yeah.
I am hurting for money. That's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah.
And he started snitching, just said,
Well, I'm
not snitching.
There were things I was glad he did. He cleared up. Which was obviously the situation with the Rockets, which we saw a mile away. We're like, oh, they're using Melo as the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And then they lose, and it's like, yeah, it wasn't Melo's fault. You guys just fucked up because you're natural fuck-ups.
Yeah.
So to see that and how he was claiming that, well, they never asked me to do a bench roll. They said I was the missing piece, so I came in and assumed I was the missing piece. But on the flip side, Melo should have done a better job asking, what's my role? What do you want me to play?
Yeah.
Because in OKC, he said that they were very clear. Russ is first, Paul's second, Steven Adams is third, and then you can come and eat afterwards. And he's like, they told me straight up, so I was cool with it. Houston, they didn't tell me. So why you communicate with me and then I'm gone? Like, I didn't get a chance to communicate. So from that aspect, I got it.
Yeah.
But what hurt him over the years was the fact that he kept saying he was in it to win, but he kept signing contracts that were heavy with money.
Right.
Now, in one instance, when he explained, in both instances, he said the first time he did it, he was just young and naive because he didn't think that there was going to be a lockout. This is when LeBron and Wade told him, yo, don't take that big contract because we could possibly do this. Like, don't take the contract. We can team up. That's a possibility.
But did he listen?
He saw it because he's like, well, no, he looked at it from the standpoint of he was actually right. Like, well, there was a lockout. I secured my money. I was set. Was I wrong? Because a lockout happened. That's what they tell us to do, secure the money. He goes, but I was naive and not realizing how big basketball would get.
Yeah.
So from that aspect, that's when he admitted it. The second point, which I still feel he had more control over, was the 2014 offseason when he said he was ready to go to Chicago, but when he was talking to people behind the scenes, they were like, yo, this isn't going to be the same team when you get here. But my thought process is, yo, you put you with Rose, who was coming off this injury, Joakim Noah was still what it was.
Right.
And even Jimmy Butler, I don't think was on a major contract at the time.
They would have been
seriously.
contenders in the East.
Yeah.
Easy.
And then it was the after effect of when he joins these teams and then he says in press conferences, yeah, they want me to take a bench role, but I ain't here to come play the bench.
Yep.
It's going to come back and bite you in the ass, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And he shutter bombed himself.
yeah.
So
It was just sad to watch because it was like,
shot himself in the dick?
yeah.
Whew.
That's rough.
Emphasis on D.
D.
That was rough to watch. I did not want to see that.
Yeah, but
It was in the same light of Jeremy Lin to me.
it'd be some shit if Kaepernick gets a team before fucking Carmelo.
Yeah, we know that ain't happening.
But still,
We know that's not taking.
that'll be sad as hell. Like, damn, Kaepernick got signed to a fucking NBA contract.
Oh, you're talking about in the NBA? Bro. What?
Yeah, that'd be
The
funny.
NFL gave Cap that money to get rid of him. So they wouldn't have to deal with him
seriously.
ever again.
I said NBA. Yeah, I was just saying it'd be funny.
Oh.
Yeah, he was talking about
NBA
basketball.
shit.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
yeah.
He got the afro.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
He might be in there. David Griffin, he opened up basically the clip on LeBron.
Why?
Oh, you didn't see. We'll have to dive in. I was just going to touch on it, but I want to paint the picture for you.
Paint it.
Yeah, hang on one second. I want to get these exact
Picasso.
Picasso.
This is some shit that had 3-6 Mafia like, who the fuck look? You know, like,
Who the fuck is you?
Yeah.
Oh, you look like a fist.
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. They were in, oh my God.
dude?
They-
Also, he must have said the truth then.
yeah. He's saying what I said about the downside about LeBron coming to your team. When I said it's great and it's all that's great, but this is what's going to come with him. That's basically what David Griffin just confirmed. What everybody's been saying about LeBron, the downside of it. So it's what were the original quotes? Now they're showing me the
reactions.
the reaction quotes because I guess he went on the jump afterwards.
Yeah, he decided to try to clear it up what he was trying to say. But
Yeah, these are the jump quotes. I want the actual.
What did he? What happened? What did he? No.
Oh, yeah.
What did he say,
That
JC?
powerful niggardry everywhere.
I was trying to find the article, but now I gotta go to fucking. See, when everything fails, I gotta go to Twitter.
Damn.
Go to that.
Because they got the screenshots and shit. All right, found it. So, David Griffin was quoted in Sports Illustrated. He did this piece, but there's an excerpt that got taken out. He said, "Everything we did was so inorganic and unsustainable and frankly not fun. I was miserable. Literally, the moment we won the championship, I knew I was going to leave. There was no way I was going to stay for any amount of money."
David Griffin was on
The
what?
general manager for the Cavs.
Oh, shit.
So, when they asked him on the jump, so this is what I had was found before. Well, before we even get here, LeBron got word of the comments. LeBron then went to Twitter and said, all right, enough is enough. The throne has been played with too
that's
much,
what that
and I ain't
meant?
for horseplay. Ether coming soon.
Oh, he's
was
still
that.
doing that passive-aggressive shit.
Well, it wasn't passive-aggressive.
It was subliminal. Clear shot.
But it came after, you know.
But he wasn't
Yeah,
direct.
the timing was there.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He's never
Yeah.
direct, of course. But go on.
So, then when David Griffin was on the jump, they asked him about it, and he said, I failed miserably in getting everyone to the right sense of urgency following the championship year. My belief at that time was, there's no way anyone can be born in Akron, Ohio, deliver the first championship in 52 years to Cleveland, and then be the same human being. It's not possible. You're a person. You're a human being. And my fear at that time was that he wouldn't have that animal-like desire to win. What we've seen, obviously, is that he's gone to multiple finals since. So it was an unfounded and an unfair fear that I had at that time. But the article doesn't give you the context that I was talking about that particular point in time.
Huh. Well?
So I read that and I was like, I read that and I was like, well, it just confirms what I've been saying this whole time. This is the baggage that comes along when you have LeBron on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you got to take that.
You got to take the
greatness
bad
on
with
the
the
court.
good.
Like, and I've said the greatness far exceeds the baggage, but it's some very next level baggage that comes with it.
Did Jordan have that type of next level baggage?
That depends.
Depends on what baggage you're talking.
What exactly do you mean?
Not
'Cause
off we already know how he is as the asshole.
Yeah,
The,
well, not
the
even that,
infamous
but he's
asshole.
out late gambling, smoking
That
cigars
type of-
and drinking.
Okay, I'm talking
punching
about
teammates.
LeBron never punched his teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
just the toxic.
there's a lot of shit there, man.
Yeah.
like the shit that bleeds onto the team. That type of shit.
Well, I mean,
let's just put it this way.
Could have an effect on the team. Like, if you're talking about nowadays,
Let's just put it this way.
Shit.
I've always said MJ would have been crucified if he played in the social media era.
Yeah, he would have.
He would have. I don't think he would be undefeated in the finals. I don't think a lot of that. He played at the right period of time, and that's not to take anything away from him. I'm just stating that it's. Fam, you out gambling and all of a sudden your dad ends up murdered in the social media era?
Shit.
that spreads
Black
fucking
sports
wildfire, bro.
Black sports online would have got all the juice on
You know what
that.
I'm saying? You come back and we find out you punched Steve Kerr and you got to deal with all the memes and stuff going into a game.
And then win it.
Well,
And you got to go up
but see,
against you
who's
got to
to
go
say
up
that
against
he's not
somebody
preoccupied with
like
that
Kobe
thought?
the next night.
Or you had to
Yeah.
deal,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you had to deal with the Pistons.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go up against
Yeah.
Kobe, then Tracy McGrady, then
Yeah.
it's not taking anything away from Jordan, but at the same time, the
In
caliber
social media.
of talent that
Like, look what social media did to Kevin Durant.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Well,
Because Jordan, he was real like strong-minded, strong-willed,
Yeah,
and all
so
that.
he-
but who's to say that he wouldn't
you
be
push the
affected?
right
yeah.
button, and you know,
yeah.
you get
Seriously.
affected by it.
Then you go to Looney Team Land.
Yeah.
Save the monster.
Exactly.
and save the Toon Squad.
Exactly. So there's that. Draymond Green, like I predicted at the end of June. I said, you know, everybody's gonna be laughing. It's all fun and games until Draymond with Clutch Sports, which is of course representatives for LeBron. They get him that $100 million extension. And lo and behold, Draymond got that $100 million extension from the Warriors.
Sure
which
did.
it makes sense for him. They kept their three
core.
Yeah,
their core together.
Yeah.
It gives them wiggle room for whatever they want to do next, but at the same time, if you don't find the right transaction, you're caught with that. You're still in the luxury tax.
Yeah.
Like, Draymond took a hometown discount, but at the same time, it wasn't that big of a hometown discount considering they got two $40 million contracts and a $30 million contract.
At the end of the day, these niggas are rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hit the lotto. Like, fuck getting the lotto, nigga. Pick up a ball. Play baseball. Or fuck it. Play fucking Fortnite.
So in comparison, Michael Thomas from the Saints, wide receiver, he got his contract extension for $100 million over 5 years with $61 million guaranteed.
Fuck it. Go play football.
So Michael Thomas got 61 guaranteed over 5 years. Draymond got it's guaranteed as soon as he signed.
$100 million.
Yeah,
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Taxes, you know.
Well, yeah,
Still,
of course.
50, I could take $50 million. Shit.
Yeah,
There's nothing being cut out, say you get hurt.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
61
You
guaranteed.
sign 100 million, but 61 is what you for sure are walking away with. Yeah.
Give me what I want!
NFL got to do.
No, first
They got to
Uverse
stop
been-
playing football to get what they want, man.
Yeah,
First
seriously.
off, Uverse,
Give me what I want!
give me my fucking NFL network back, bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, Hall of Fame weekend hit, and nobody really talked about it because we was like, we ain't got the fucking channel.
I was even if I did, I wasn't gonna watch that shit.
I wanted to watch that because of Champ Bailey and Ed Reed.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch
for me,
that.
Ed Reed, man. Like I always watched Miami when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Because obviously,
Yeah.
they're always on fucking TV. When I seen him, I was like, oh shit.
I've always disliked the Broncos. My 4 years with the Raiders, obviously, that dislike turned to rivalry type dislike. So
Right.
that's a
You always
different animal.
disliked them even before the Raiders.
Yeah, it was the fans.
Yeah,
More
I'm
so
like,
the fan
also,
base.
you got to remember, bro. He was a Niners fan.
true.
Niners played against the Broncos twice. There was a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah.
that's true.
But I always loved how Champ Bailey played as a defensive back. Like, I loved his game. So to see him,
Oh, yeah.
like, I would have loved to see it, but again, I didn't have it, so I had to kiss the highlights. But Ed Reed,
same
speaking
here.
of Kaepernick, just the NFL was like, all right, good, we can move fast. Ed Reed said, hold up, motherfuckers.
I'm gonna let y'all remind y'all.
Yeah.
See this motherfucker? That's Mike Brown.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Sandra Bland.
Sandra Bland. You know, a lot of black people that died by the police.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess they were supposed to wear polos out to the Hall of Fame game, the intro. And Ed Reed wore his polo, but he didn't tell anybody that he was going back behind the scenes to put the shirt over the polo.
Right.
So when he got out in front of everybody, it was... nobody really noticed until afterwards.
Until he was doing the interview, you saw that
they're like...
shit.
And once again, you can't outrun reality.
Nope.
And what you gonna do? Find me?
You want... You want these guys... You want a world full of where you could just watch football and the product is based on guys who come from these environments, but
Yeah,
you want to
seriously.
you want to watch this product and expect that it doesn't trickle in.
Come on, man.
It's not happening.
No.
Speaking of finding,
Just be real about the situation.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson signed his one-day contract with the Rams to retire,
What's?
and then the running back.
Yeah, I know.
So he signed with the Rams so he could retire as a Ram. Got randomly drug tested, or they got the information to get random drug tested. He's like, fam,
Yeah.
I signed a one-day contract.
For real. And he's retiring. He just said, please notify the NFL that I am not going to be
Yeah, I'm not taking that.
attending that.
It was so I could retire.
Why did they do that? Did
Bro.
he take Kaepernick's side?
Look, I don't know. I don't care. But let me phrase that. I do care. Because that shit is trash, bro.
Why?
Yeah,
And
like
the
who
thing
gives
is-
a man on
he's
a
fucking
one-day
he's
contract?
No, but the
retiring.
thing about the NFL is like, don't y'all know that this is going to leak out to the press, and we're gonna keep looking at you sideways for doing this type of shit?
You would think.
But you know that white privilege, man. That's just
you would
man.
think
Y'all,
something else,
y'all
man.
really think shit is sweet.
Yeah, you would think.
New slaves.
But speaking of tests,
Shit.
so you go from this realm where I'm like, fam, look, what are you doing? That's so uncalled for. You get to this story, and I'm like,
Come
fam,
on, nigga.
This shit, this is
Wait,
top.
wait,
This
wait.
is top 10.
Before we get to the next one, the Ed Reed bust was fucking
Mwah. Perfect.
dope,
Reed
Spot
dope
on.
as fuck.
Every
Have you
buzz.
seen the bust? His Hall of Fame bust.
Oh yeah,
Did you see it?
yeah.
That shit
He's got
is spot
the
on.
goatee.
That is the best bust I've
The little
seen.
fro,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like that shit was
Oh,
just
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you did that shit fucking right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Now this motherfucker, DJ Cooper,
Yes,
who was overseas playing FIBA, which is the national ball.
Yeah.
This motherfucker got suspended because It's not that he failed the drug test.
It's how he failed.
No, it's how he passed.
How he passed.
Oh shit.
So he used urine from his girlfriend or fiance. Mm-hmm. They found out it was her urine because the test tested positive for pregnancy.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to your shaft?
There's powerful
So
niggas
congratulations,
at work.
bro. You passed and you're pregnant.
Oh,
no,
right.
by the way,
Yeah.
you suspended.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Why would you not use a urine sample from somebody of the same sex, G? Like,
Yeah,
He really-
come on,
like,
man.
come on,
Just-
bruh. Come on.
Come on.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together,
come on,
man.
man.
Anyway.
Marshawn Lynch, he was doing his summer camp. Mm-hmm. I think it was in Seattle. And
It looked like Seattle.
yeah, one of the kids quit during the drill, so he told him, look, you can either finish the fucking drill or you can get the fuck off the field. And these mothers got pissed off, raised their complaints, and made it seem like the screenshot made it seem like he was touching one of the moms.
That screenshot was wild.
But in actuality, he
Seriously.
had to act like he was catching his breath so he could calm himself down. Then they started trying to make this a whole sexist thing where it's like when he asked, well, do you have a man that's around so we could talk? But I knew what he was saying. You're not going to understand because it's your job as a mother to protect your child. I need to talk to somebody who is used to this football culture.
Yeah.
It's true. You can't, again, the same way the fans want a NFL product that doesn't bring in the outside problems, but their core players deal with these problems.
Yeah, or have dealt with them.
It's a mother that wants the football culture for their kid, but doesn't want the actual culture.
Yeah.
Fam, there's cursing in football. I'm sorry. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be.
Gladiator
Even
sport.
when you have Tony Dungy, people on Tony Dungy's staff were cursing players out.
He
Like,
was,
it is what it is.
Tony Dungy was the nicest guy in the world, but he had some mean motherfuckers with him to take out how he truly felt. Hey, man, can you talk to that player over there? Because he's not catching the ball.
Motherfucker, you're fucking up.
Motherfucker, the fuck you think this is? Catch the fucking ball.
Yeah.
See, that's all you had to do.
Let's pray afterwards.
Let's pray afterwards.
Yeah, so
legit.
once again, they just trying to make Marshawn they trying to
The
paint
bad
him
guy.
as a I'm not rocking with that.
Not rolling with that shit at all.
Rest in peace to wide receiver Cliff Branch. Man should be in the Hall of Fame.
For real.
Honestly, man,
Literally.
you know, Bay Area rivalry, aside and all that.
Call it a rivalry, but yeah.
You know what I mean, man.
rivalry.
Crosstown rivalry
by
is
the
what it
fans,
is.
Yeah.
He deserves to be in the fucking hall, man.
Raiders legend. He is the only player I think that was a part of all 3 Super Bowl teams. Why would he not be 3 Super Bowls and he's not in the Hall of Fame?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on. Stop that
Cletus.
bullshit.
Come on, Cletus.
He died at the age of 71. He just turned 71 on this past Thursday.
Why we laughing?
Just turned 71 on Thursday, so he passed away a couple days later.
Ah, shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, so definitely rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
White people, you guys are wild. White people,
These white men are dangerous.
these white men are dangerous. We can get that soundbite from Pocahontas. These white men are dangerous. So, more men. What was the Gilroy shooting last week? A few weeks ago?
Literally the day before we went on.
Yeah, it was
seriously.
it was a shootout
Last
in
week.
Gilroy by a white boy, nerdy, no pussy ass, fucking no pussy getting ass white
And
boy.
we asked, we're like, damn, like, how much worse can it get? And this week was like, hey, hold my beer.
Yeah, it comes in threes, and it came in back to back. First in Walmart in El Paso, Texas. This old hoe ass white boy, no pussy getting ass, nerd ass, Steve Urkel looking ass, white boy ass, nickel, or cracker, decided to drive from Dallas to El Paso because he wanted to kill some Mexicans, and walked up in a Walmart with his AK-47 and just shot everybody up, leaving 20 people dead.
One of those 20 was a fucking 4-month-old baby.
Oh, bitch ass nigga. Damn. Yeah, but the cops got him and arrested him, and they put him nicely in the car, and he just.
Another one of the 20 was a mother who was shielding her 2-month-old.
Mm-hmm. And he was just shooting everybody, and his main focus was to kill Mexicans.
Yeah.
And he was a whole ass nigga supporter. So there's that. So I was like, okay, couldn't get any worse. God was like, haha, hold my beer.
No.
I think that was an act of God.
No, the act of God, the act of
seriously.
Satan. Let's put it to you this way: act of Satan,
Act of man.
act of man. Then later on that night,
White man.
white man.
White man, yeah.
Then later on that night in Dayton, Ohio, at a bar, some dude walked up in there or just walked outside and just shot up the place and killed 10 people until the cops shot him. And of course, guess what race he was, people? White.
I read in this story one of the victims was his sister. Mm-hmm. He shot her because she was dating a black man. And I read that out of the 9 murder victims, 6 were black.
So, and he was a Trump supporter. And not only was he Trump supporter, and they were white nationalists and supported the KKK, all that shit. White people, at this very moment, you are the terrorists right now. Sorry. That's what you guys are.
White supremacists.
White supremacists.
I don't want to say...
Okay, not all white people.
So I want to say white supremacists, nationalists, racists... All those
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And they look like they're young white men. That's what it is. Not young black men, not young Mexican, not young Asian, not young...
not everybody else that you're told to fear.
Fear.
Seriously.
It's that kid. It's that kid that has his hands raised in class. That has all the good grades and shit. The ones that always get put in the friend zone. The one that can't get nothing. They really feel that, they're superior until they get knocked the fuck out. So they have to go home because they're pussy because they can't fight. So they get guns and just shoot everyone up and feel like a man. Oh, bitch ass, hoe ass niggas. That's why when it comes to Trump, man, it's just getting annoying now. And all I'm saying, the words of Barack Obama, who just celebrated his birthday a few days ago. Round of applause. Don't boo. Don't get mad. Don't get angry. You can do all that shit. But don't boo. Don't yell. Don't scream. In 2020, vote. That's all I got to say.
And I don't want to take it to a political standpoint because I don't want to use this as for politics. I want to say to get there, you got to make sure you get the right candidate in. That's all I'm saying. You got to make sure you set it up to get it the right way.
But as I have always said,
but again,
in order to do that, you got to
hear me out
vote,
to
bro.
what I'm saying. Just hear me out to what I'm saying because I don't want to go into a back and forth with it. This isn't the time for it. What I'm saying is don't put people in a position where they have to question, is this person just as bad as Trump? Because when you do that, now people are going to have second thoughts at the polls.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
By any means necessary. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Let's move on. I'm just looking at my micro wallpaper. I was trying to lighten the mood a little bit. ASAP Rocky's free. Told you his ass would be free.
45 taking credit for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Whatever.
And then what did he do? Celebrate with white women.
He dropped, say what you want, the bars he put on his Twitter. It's a bar.
Who?
45, what he put about ASAP Rocky on his fucking Twitter.
Oh, that shit.
He actually put I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, turn away.
I saw it.
It was nasty because who it came from, but I was looking at it like, shit, that's a bar.
Anyway, he's free now.
I appreciate bars, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nah. ASAP Rocky's free now. And yeah, he just said, because apparently the turning point was that the eyewitness said he didn't really see him beat up the person. So as soon as that happened, they're like, okay, you're free to go.
Yeah, and they're like, we'll see you back at trial. And ASAP was like, you ain't gonna see me fucking back any fucking way.
Yeah.
For real.
So he just said, I want a nice shower and my mama. So, and they show another picture later on of him in a car full of white women. So I'm like, I hope you learned your lesson.
Well, he was with Kendall Jenner too, wasn't he? That's what I heard. That was like one of the reports that came out. Like,
whatever the case, he is free. He's a free black man. So, fuck it. Yeah. Anyway. Number neighbors. Did y'all any of y'all do that stupid shit?
Hell nah.
Of course I didn't do that shit. No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, bro, you had me tripping for half a second. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, number neighbor. Okay, if y'all don't know, people on Twitter, social media are just bored. So they decide, hey, why don't we just play number neighbors? And the whole point is, it's the last digit of your number, and you just either go up one or down one.
You don't even gotta explain this. This happens every single summer. It keeps coming back. Like it's like the summer theme.
I never saw that.
Yeah, because they've done this every single time I was at training camp. Every single summer I was like, hey, did you text your neck? I'm like, fam, you're doing this again? What the fuck? This shit's old. It just keeps coming back, and I'm like, fam, y'all gonna be this 30-year-old motherfucker texting somebody that you find out's 14.
Could be a mass murderer.
Whoa.
Yeah, you could be a mass murderer you're talking to. He's got your number. You're like, oh, I gotta Gotta wipe my knife off. I gotta
Charles Manson shit.
Yeah, you know, I gotta practice. Where you live?
Yeah.
I gotta practice. Oh, that's you?
There's just some things that you just
don't do.
Just don't do, man.
He's
Like,
playing Russian roulette.
seriously.
Hey, you could text a porn star who has AIDS. I don't know. Stupid.
the point is that the good doesn't outweigh the unknown. So, I saw one that was funny, and I was like, yeah, that's what your ass get. It was this girl, she was like 23. She found out one of her neighbors, her number neighbor was 13. And she's like, oh yeah, you know, this is what we do. And he's like, so you follow a trend on social media and you do what they say so that way you can fit in? And I was like, yeah, well.
That's what the fuck you get. Another one was trying to be a smart ass, and the chick was all going like, yeah, don't ever call this number again, so I call the fucking cops. And then a few minutes later, her fucking husband, who's a cop, said, yeah, this is something from the sheriff department. Yeah, you call my wife, you do this shit again, I'm gonna fucking arrest you.
Yep.
That's all we got to say about that. Fucking stupid.
Some things, like, you know, in theory, they sound, I get it, inclusive and, you know,
Niggas are
bridging
bored.
gaps and meeting, but it's just, no. Like,
Niggas are bored, man.
again, you're going to fuck around and find yourself in an R. Kelly situation off the fact that you wanted to be participating in a trend on social media.
Or you can fuck around and find the love of your life.
But again, that don't outweigh
No.
the
Shut up.
No, I will say this: the less than 1%. So I'm sure somebody did end up
some
meeting
pussy.
who's going to be their.
They
Not
might-
even that. They
Okay.
met who's going to be their soulmate.
It's possible,
But it doesn't outweigh the
highly
unknown.
unlikely.
So, no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking
Yeah,
numbers.
nah, that-
Numbers
that-
don't out support
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Nah.
That's
Fuck out of here.
Fuck
I'm glad
outta
nobody texts me.
I'm glad no one texts me.
Dude,
Everyone's
I
saying
wish.
I guess people don't say I'm
wish.
smart. So
I mean,
Well, my
dude.
mom's one of my neighbors, so like, you know.
Oh well, shit. There you go. Yeah.
So I'm covered on that, and I was just hoping the other motherfucker wouldn't text me. I ain't got nothing for you, fam.
408-123. Don't you even fucking think about it.
No.
All that and all those numbers in one. Anyway, it's going on pretty long. This is episode 145.
Yep.
145 of the Logical Sense podcast. You can always follow us on the Twitter. At Mr. Busby 408. You can follow the podcast at TOLogicalSP. You can always follow us on Instagram at The Illogical Sense, and of course on the Facebook.
And of course, you can hit me on all social media, JC No. I appreciate all the feedback that's been coming back since Throwback Thursdays have been returned.
Yep.
Got another one coming this week.
Another one.
All of the Illogical Sense playlists and the audio and video playlists are now available.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you go hit the link in the description. Go check those out.
Yeah, check those out, all of them. Every single one.
And fantasy football season. With football coming back.
Oh, that's nice.
Fantasy football season.
It'd be nice if I watch
That's
it.
cool.
It'd be nice if I could watch it.
I got my
Red Zone, I think, would help.
The Red Zone will really help.
Oh, you can still get Red Zone.
Not
They didn't
on,
take Red Zone off.
not on Uverse. Uverse, they took it off. It's gone. Everything NFL.
No, I read that
No.
Red Zone. I read Red Zone. That wasn't going to be touched. It's just off for now because they
don't know what to do
with it. Yeah, like
It just says, "Oh, this is the one."
Yeah.
I go to it. It
No,
says this
Red-
network is gone.
Red Zone. They've already established. They're like that's
Staying.
not unless something changed in the negotiations. But from what I read it back in
April.
last month when I found, because of course this happened in April.
Yeah.
I read last month it was that NFL Red Zone wasn't.
Get in touch.
Yeah, it was just the network. So
Whatever the
You know.
case,
Give me what I want!
Uverse,
Give me what I want!
give me my.
Give me what I want!
DirecTV.
Give me what I want!
just buy NFL Sunday Ticket.
No, I'm just gonna get my PlayStation V for $10 a month. But still, it's the fucking principle. You hoe ass niggas. That pissed me off. Now I'm mad again. And Martine,
What's up?
tell the people.
Yeah, the people. They can follow me at all my social medias at Beats Be Killing Them.
Yep.
And stream everything under the name Venomous, spelled VNMS. Just
All
stream
the-
it.
Yeah, he has a
Just
care
stream
package.
it.
He has a care package.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Shit. I'm gonna go home, probably watch some Pulp Fiction. Can you imagine if fucking Quentin
Going to
Tarantino?
sleep.
No, can you imagine if Quentin Tarantino did a Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, be in space. Calling everybody niggers.
Maybe an Asian calling him that too.
Jody would be the
man.
leading candidate to be called. Every other sense he'd be called a nigger.
Nigga. Samuel Jackson should have gotten an Oscar for Pulp Fiction, man. Pulp Fiction still just mwah. Great. On that note, we out this bitch.
Peace.